How is Snake a Lupin type of character?
They both smoke cigarettes.
Smoke cigarettes. They both hit on the ladies.
Oh, yeah, they sure do. They both love blonde women.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
there's that scene where
right.
Snake jumps out of his boxers, and then the punching bag comes out of Meryl's coochie.
Oh yeah, of course.
They both have boyfriends.
Yeah, that's
they
true.
do. Yeah.
40-minute walk.
There's a Salamander OVA. That's amazing.
What?
I need to watch
like
that.
the NES game.
No, from the arcade game. Salamander.
What is it about?
I don't know.
You're a cool little ship, and you soar through the air, and you shoot shit.
I wish that's what it was about, but it looks like there's humans here. One of them has a sword.
Here for the ship.
I'm still gonna watch the shit out of that. I found out the other day there's also a Ninja Gaiden OVA based on like the NES games.
How old are we talking here?
Early 90s.
Okay.
Golden age of OVAs.
Yeah, when OVAs were the shit. I mean, I guess is OVA still a thing? I sound like an old man now.
They're like different in form, and they don't happen as much. They're more often than not like, we did a whole 12, 24 episode anime, and as a pack-in for the manga, we decided to make an extra episode if you buy like all the DVDs or whatever.
See, there you go. Okay. See, I did not know that, actually.
Yeah, I feel like it's more like 10 episode series are happening a lot more than OVAs.
Yeah. Am I still too quiet? I'm looking at the waveform, and it's...
No, you sound great.
Okay, great.
Yeah, you're perfect. Let's say like Odd Taxi's kind of like an OVA. It's not terribly long. I don't know if you've seen Odd Taxi, but y'all should stop.
You've recommended it to me before.
You should watch Odd Taxi, Jorge. You would like it.
Stop the podcast. We're going to watch Odd Taxi, all 10 episodes, and we're going to come back and we're going to talk about how we feel.
We're going to watch it all in the back of a car.
Yeah. On one of those little screens on the backs of the Uber drivers that usually have the quizzes, and I try to get really good at doing the quiz fast.
See, I thought we were doing like open the trunk up and there's a TV, Pimp My Ride style.
No, sadly, like the OVA, the new thing is the world is different now, Jorge. They have screens in the backs of the seats, and they have stupid little quizzes that give you like 30 seconds to answer as many questions as possible. And I got really good at reading them really fast and hitting the buttons and just trying to get the high score, and it's stupid. But I was on a 40-minute Uber ride, so I had to do something.
Whoa. Damn.
But anyways, welcome to Brain Lords, Video Games of the Mind, a panel discussion between artists and the art they love. I'm your host, Kyle. I go by Q Monster Props, and I'm an SFX artist for the video games industry. I work at Vulpin Props, making trophies for major esports tournaments, as well as life-size items, weapons, and characters from your favorite games. With me, as always, is my co-host, Jorge. Please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Damn, we starting. I couldn't even pull up my intro. Hold up. You startled me.
I startled myself.
This podcast has jump scares now. Hey, I'm Jorge, part-time co-host and full-time illustrator, and also full-time tired man, graphic designer. I am currently. Can you tell I'm reading from a notepad? I'm currently working with my friends at Fangamer, making video game merchandise and publishing your favorite indie games. We just launched. Edit me looking shit up.
We just launched that Tenna figurine.
Oh yeah! Thank you, Dylan, who is our guest today. I'm spoiling it, y'all, that we got a guest.
Is that all you? Yes, all you launch?
Yeah, I mean it's Tenna, dude. Like
that's true. I say that like y'all didn't just unearth the new Tumblr sexy man.
Whenever the new character, I'll say, comes out, it's like we are preparing for the trenches.
Ground zero. It's got the Ava warning signs. You hear them like the big drums. Boom, boom,
you think that's a joke, but
I don't.
Spampton was an event. That was insane. But there's not like that's all I can really say on that. We have a guest today. everybody.
We have a very special guest today. She's a mother of 3, bound for the earth. She smokes mines and blitzes Ballvilles. She's a composer, Technicolor enthusiast, and an idiot witch. The night was short, so I told her, walk on, girl. Her techno is deluxe, and she's a genderless burger experience. Dylan, aka bansheebeat, aka Gyaru Ghouls, aka composer for 1/10 of the off remake soundtrack, aka the one true fan of gamers.
Wow, thank you so much. That's incredible.
Thank you. I'm glad, you made it easy for me, because at least, you post a lot of the things that you like and are interested in. And so as soon as I saw, a single clip of Nirvana, the band, the show, I'm like, there's no one is casually a fan of that.
So that's a recent development. I was totally unfamiliar. I missed the movie while it was in theaters. And then another one of Jorge's fellow artists at Fangamer was just like, I love Nirvana, the band, the show. I need you to watch it. And so I started watching it. And the other day, that's all I did because I was too hungover to do anything else. And now I'm obsessed.
It's so good. Jorge, I don't know how to describe to you that, these are the kinds of nerds that are like, wait, we got a budget for a show? Well, let's just film it on the same budget we're normally operating under, but now we have tens of thousands of dollars to dump on the rights to SNES songs.
Oh, okay.
And I wish I was joking, but that's literally what happens in an episode.
Huh. You've recommended it to me before. In fact, on the show, actually, you've recommended it before. So it's in my to-do. It's in my to-do list.
Well, we're not talking about live action people. Disgusting. Blech. We have a very...
Flesh? Skin?
Yeah.
Smells? No.
3D pig disgusting, as they might say.
I want flat 2D hand-drawn people.
Yes, but that is because today's topic is... the anime that made me a better gamer. There's no shortage of video game adaptations from anime, but despite so much artistic potential, these games are often a mediocre mess muddled in mimicking the movies that they're based off of. But what about the games with less obvious roots in anime? This week on Brainlords, we're discussing the anime that directly and indirectly inspired some of our favorite games, and what we can learn from being a bit sneakier with our sources. Sorry, the M alliteration really got me there, but I was like, I can't think of good copy, so I'm just going to use the same letter over and over again.
I like it.
That's okay. I was gonna say thank you, Dylan, for joining us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, before we get rolling into this, Dylan, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do? And I don't know what you're into.
Hype yourself up.
Yeah, I am a longtime producer and composer. I've worked on several projects ranging from the aforementioned Off remake soundtrack, where I was the audio supervisor, part-time composer, and sound effects lead. I've contributed a few songs to Amori, among other cool projects. I release solo music under the name bansheebeat. I have a couple new albums in the works. Hopefully they'll come out later this year. Stay tuned on that. And aside from that, I'm usually just watching anime or watching movies. I love movies.
You're among friends. And I was gonna say, yes, Dylan, I've known you for years. I think we met at it was either a PAX or a MagFest.
We met at PAX West. I could not tell you what year.
Oh, yes, but it was West, and I remember that. I remember we hit it off. It was like, oh, you're cool. Yeah, you're cool too.
They stuck us in a room together, and did we share a bed?
I guess we did not have a choice. Yes, we did share a bed. That was what happened many years ago. But yeah,
those were the Wild West days.
I remember, I don't know if you played a set at MagFest that I thought was really cool. I'm like, oh shit, like that's when I was like really exposed to your work. And also when back when Fangamer used to do streams for artists, you would kind of curate our little playlists with your music in them, and those were also really good. I still have good memories of that.
I got paid to write just hours of original music that would not get flagged by copyright.
Well, that's awesome, actually. I didn't know that was. I thought you were doing that just like for the love of the game.
No, never. I get paid.
No, but that's awesome. Like I should share some with Kyle. I still have good memories of like, oh, you made me a little song for the stream. Oh, that's so sweet.
It is always magic when you find like an artist that has a disparate talent to yours, and they just do something that's like really casual and like low skill, based on like what they've learned. But then it's just pure witchcraft when you see it. You're like, but you put like a couple notes together for me.
I know it's there's something special about that, and yeah. Anyway, we should. Well, Kyle, in this episode, we get off our fucking lane and invade other spaces.
Yes, that's right, because it's a special episode this month. We have anime, where once a year or more, but right now once a year we delve into the world of animation because we can have two interests.
I say no, but yes, we're allowed a subculture. This is a thing we wanted to do since the beginning of the show, actually, where we every May, the month of May, we get one anime episode because one of the first things
out of our system.
Yeah, I mean, you and I, Kyle, one of the first things we bonded over was Patlabor 2, the movie.
So good.
And yeah, and just like how cool that was to watch, and just being like, hey, we like this about it. And I'm like, wait, I like that about it. And I'm like, oh, Kyle's cool. He thinks about stuff when he watches it.
Sometimes.
So it was very, very, that was kind of the blossoming, honestly, of this venture. But yeah, so in honor of that, we get one anime episode per year.
Yeah, so this week we'll be talking about the anime that made us a better gamer. So we're going to be talking about a number of different animation, whether it be movies, series, or etc. And we'll just be going round robin style and talking about one of those and sort of what it directly inspired, what it indirectly inspired, what are the ways that it made us appreciate video games more. Because really, like, a ton of books and movies inspire anime, both like manga, like literally, and also like I feel like mangaka and like directors for anime are a lot more candid with being inspired by like books or movies or adaptations like that. But when it comes to video games, I feel like there's really nowhere near as much.
They're frustratingly tight-lipped, yeah, but like through osmosis or just like straight up plagiarism, you can see where the influences are. Famously, like Street Fighter being one of them. Just how is it Neo City Tokyo or no, it was the one that got a live action adaptation, the guy that punches in prison, what is his name?
Riki-Oh. Talking about Riki-Oh? Yeah.
Riki-Oh, yes, thank you. The Riki-Oh manga, the villain in that is straight up what they copied for M. Bison's design.
I love that you can say the guy that punches in prison, and both of us are like,
well, no, I'm glad because that is...
He's the guy.
Yeah, there's no better movie about punching in prison than Riki-Oh.
The movie
he punches the wall. And he punches a guy and the blood is orange. Now. You're all free now.
You're all free now.
It's great. Oh, I should rewatch that.
Why don't we just jump straight into our topics then? Who would like to go first in bringing up their anime and what it inspired?
Not me. Oh, our guest Dylan should go first.
I can do
Dylan,
it.
Would you like to go first?
So the first thing I brought up. So when it came to this topic, I not to say that I struggled, but I was just like, what do I want to bring up? Because when it comes to anime that I hold very near and dear to my heart, I looked at the crossover for what constitutes as being influential to video gaming on the whole. And my preferred genre of anime is slice of life with cute girls just hanging out, sometimes playing in bands, but most of the time just hanging out and not doing anything. And I'm like, well... So
you're eating good lately.
I've been eating good, but, it's a little harder to go, well, how does this influence video gaming? There are, especially in the indie and visual novel type spaces, but for gaming writ large, not a lot of video games where you're playing in a band with your schoolgirl friends. That said, recent game, Unbeatable, definitely.
I was about to say, yeah, you're kind of describing that, which it's a damn shame that that's like all there is, but
that's why it stands out though. But
at least they got it in one.
Yeah.
Wait, now I have a question. Have you ever played a game called Gal Metal on the Switch?
No.
Because that's you're describing Gal Metal. Yeah.
It's just like it's also like a rhythm, visual novel, right?
It's kind of. It's more like rhythm game, but yes, it does have like little cutscenes, like comic book style cutscenes. Yeah, Dylan, if you haven't played that, please try it and let me know what you think.
Yeah, I will check that out as soon as we're done recording. But yeah, so the other thing that I immediately gravitated to was I am a big From Software fan. And so I was like, oh, I love From Software. I also really love Kentaro Miura's Berserk. But my favorite parts of Berserk are unfortunately not the animated parts. 2016 adaptation notwithstanding, because the less we talk about that, the better.
Let's not.
The obvious jokes, but that being said, the 90s OVA rules. It owns.
Yeah, it's so good. Tell me why. Every time I do karaoke, Tell Me Why is on that list.
Where are you going to that has that at karaoke?
I just do karaoke at my house.
Oh, yeah, okay, that explains it.
I guess when you've got the audio set up, you can kind of just do that.
Yeah, that was like my main priority when I moved into my current place was I need a fully functional karaoke room because I love private room karaoke too much to constantly rent out rooms because I'm broke.
Let's go. Let's fucking go.
All right. So you were thinking of Berserk and Dark Souls, which it's so beat for beat, like taking wholesale ideas from that. But please continue.
Yeah. But that's not a terribly new or exciting observation. So I wanted to go slightly more niche. Still, especially in recent years, more recognized. But Mamoru Oshii's 1985 OVA film Angel's Egg. Because I feel like not only does this, you can find influences on video gaming, especially in From Software, Bloodborne, adjacent places, but it also did, in true to the prompt, influence me as a gamer. So, Angel's Egg, for those that don't know, is a very slow-paced, ambient, abstract art film following a young girl in this post-apocalyptic, very artsy world. And she just kind of walks around and explores, and you kind of see what she gets up to. My favorite genre of film is what I like to call girls linearly traveling through zones. And this movie absolutely falls under that umbrella.
Not a Metroidvania in the slightest. It's a platformer.
Yeah. That said, not totally divorced from a Metroidvania.
Not really, no.
So, the thing that I really took away from this film experience is, in my heart, in my world, vibes is king.
That's all that movie is, too.
Doesn't mean anything. Character writing doesn't mean anything. I just want atmosphere. I just want vibes. I'm
glad you bring this up because when I like you told me this once, and it kind of gave me like an admiration for like just being able to admit like, listen, don't talk. I think it was like verbatim how you said it. Don't talk to me about what it means. Don't talk to me about like its hidden messages. Does it have vibes? That's all I want. And I'm like, you know what? I respect that. If you're being honest about that. And Angel's Egg, like, oh my God, like if you come in there and you just like want to sit down and just feel it lets you do that. So yeah.
Well, I think I see what you might be getting at too, because a lot of what sells me on modern games these days is like, does it got a vibe? I don't necessarily need like a full story, but like something larger that is like being implied, I think is like gets me going way more than the actual plot.
Yeah, 100%. And it's influenced the way that I play games now, which is to say, basically, so this is how this started. So after I had finished Elden Ring for the first time, and I was like, I want to play it again because this game's great. I was just like, well, I really want to get lost in this big world. And even if I turn the heads-up display to, like dynamic, where it'll turn off if you're not in combat, the freaking compass is always on, and it's always there. And it always tells you what direction you're facing, unless you're me, which you're too blind to actually see what it's saying. So you just have a awkward white line above your sight line, which kind of gets in the way. So my solution, which is a crazy person's, was, well, what if I just turned off the heads-up display altogether? So I learned how to play that game without being able to look at my health, what item I was using, how many flasks I had left, and anything else. I just had to feel it and guess. But in doing so, I was able to explore that world a second time and be like, I have to orient myself purely by the horizon, by what is in front of me, because I don't know what direction I'm going otherwise. And it inflicted a sickness in me. And now I have to do that for every game that I play going forward.
Well, listen, I feel like being able to turn off your HUD completely is an underappreciated feature. I actually did that in the Metroid Prime Remaster. You can do that. You can turn off everything and just play the game like in first person, no numbers, no icons, nothing. And it really does like change how the game feels. Like it in a way for the better. It makes it harder, sure, but like it you are now wearing the helmet that Samus is wearing. You know what I mean? Like that is cool. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. And for a long time, I told myself it's not purely an immersion thing. I turn it off because my ADHD is so bad that I find it distracting. But I think, that was part of it. But I was mostly just lying to myself. It's an immersion thing. I just love being able to be like, cool, what I'm looking ahead of me, that is everything that I have to go on. Cool. I don't know if I'm poisoned. I don't know if I'm on the brink of death. I just have to guess and just kind of feel it out. And on top of that, the other thing I do when I play games, how in modern games with dynamic joysticks, you get like kind of a spread of running speeds and running animations. You know how you just use the typical, you just press forward and you run, and that's what you do because you're gaming, because you're not a sicko. I will do the thing where you push just slightly so that you walk at a slow pace.
Oh, you get that middle, like mid-speed animation, not the full or the super
not even
slow.
Mid, just the slowest. Because
you want the stroll.
I want to aura farm my way all the way across.
I mean, look, if there's any genre of games that lets you do that, like it's called Fashion Souls for a reason. Like people want to look cool while they do it. No, like the act of like fixate, because so Jorge, seriously, like in most of the Souls games, the stats and the armor are not so crucial that like as long as you're just wearing the armor, that's all that matters. So it's really only in certain zones that you really need to care about like specific pieces of armor. But for the large part in most of the games, you can kind of just play dress up, and it really encourages it. So just look cool. Like there's not really much you can upgrade beyond that.
Yeah, that's the other thing is I get really deranged with the way that I approach Fashion Souls. I am constantly just being like, let's try every combination of fits until I find something that is just right.
Well, also jumping off of your like your aura farming, I feel like also like the ideal way of doing this is you're walking and the camera's like slowly panning towards something, and my god, like those games are nothing if not good at generating just beautiful vistas. And that's something you get in Angel's Egg too.
Yeah, that's the whole movie, is just look at this background. Like, yes, there's really great character animation, but look at these Yoshitaka Amano backgrounds and how good they look.
We can only animate a rotating hand for so long, so please, for the love of God, look at still images of backgrounds for 45 seconds.
Here's a bunch of backgrounds. Here's this the craziest fountain you've ever seen. And we're kind of going to animate the water, but mostly you're just going to look at this still painting.
We're going to fill up a weird a weird flask.
Flasks again.
Yeah, they're in both games.
Yeah.
You know,
I looked it up too, and Angel's Egg came out in 1985, and Final Fantasy 1 came out 1987. So this really Amano would be drawing Angel's Egg, and then would probably have jumped immediately onto the development for Final Fantasy, because back then, it was probably I think a year or two would have been tops for a game like that. Anything longer would be absurd. So not too much longer after, these are the thoughts in his head is freshly off of Angel's Egg. So you cannot have a lot of the visuals in Final Fantasy 1 without that movie.
Yeah, and especially when you get to 6 and you get Kefka and Terra and their outfits, very reminiscent of Angel's Egg.
I think a lot of Final Fantasy V promo art resembles the character too. The guy who has the gun cross thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of actually I want to say 2 actually.
Yeah, where he's holding the sword out.
And there's one drawing of Firion. Yeah, not 5, 2. Which for some reason they drew him with white hair. And that one, I remember that when I saw the main character in Angel's Egg, I was like, oh, okay. There's a pattern here, or there's a connection. I'm not gonna say the 2 are tied, but I just mean Amano probably in following that aura farming, probably thought of well, that was cool. Let me do it again. For Final Fantasy 2.
I don't think it's a stretch to say that the DNA of the visual language and the concept art of basically the first 6 Final Fantasies are all coming from the same untapped source that also got us Angel's Egg. And I mean, you watch the giant mechanical sun ship thing and all just the statues off of that, that's just purely something that you would see as a big mid boss in one of the Final Fantasy games.
Can I tell you something funny?
What?
I had an internal counter in my head of when and how soon someone was going to use the word DNA in this episode. And I thought it would be me, but you beat me, Kyle.
Anime DNA.
You cut me off. It's DNA Angel. Thank you.
Oh, that's a good show.
Is it?
If you haven't seen it, yeah. Masakazu Katsura, he's one of my favorite mangaka, actually. The guy who made it. So, recommend it.
Well, I guess then, so we have kind of the most direct tie to it is the lineage of Final Fantasy, evolved off of the space that the Angel's Egg had kind of paved the way for. And then we've got sort of the more modern games, the Souls games from Software. A lot of their fantasy storytelling is also pulling off of the same lineage. Is there any other games that you want to talk about, or any other insights that you feel you've learned from Angel's Egg specifically?
Mostly that, Angel's Egg instilled a lifelong love of mine, which is I'm walking down a staircase and oh my god, embedded in this wall is bones, giant skeletal bones, and nothing hits as hard for that for me.
There's a lot of cool fucking skeletons in that film. Yeah.
So
also my favorite thing in a video game is turning a corner and going, what is that?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
And the film does a good job of also presenting you with a lot of ideas of what it could be, but without ever expressing that. And I think that is a lot of what draws people so much into the Souls games, that it just lets you do that. And I feel so many other games, it's easy to just old man yell at cloud, as it were, and look at a lot of modern games that are oh, the switch over there, it turns the weather off. And I know, because that's the only moving object in this one room, because we're in a flat hallway, and yep, that's the only thing I can do is hit the button, and wouldn't you know, it played a big animation that opened up the door.
I hate to say it. I'm playing Psychonauts 2, and I think it's a good game, but it does that. It does that way too much. it does I think if I jump over here, I can get over there. I'm like, I was gonna try that. Can you stop? So yeah.
There's an Instagram clip I think of a lot, which was like these two guys on a stream doing their impression of a AAA kindergarten, the AAA video game kindergarten, where it's like blue plus red, that's purple. I should remember that for later.
No, I'm telling you, it's like talking to you like a child. It's annoying as fuck. You need to send me that because that's how I feel. It's exactly how I feel about that shit.
The circle block goes in the circle hole.
Meanwhile, in Angel's Egg, it's like, where the fuck did this giant fish come from? Why can't these people touch anyone? What are they doing? Why are they throwing harpoons at the shadows? What is going on? But it feels right.
Yeah. And when people do talk, it's like God has forsaken us and he left us to drown in this flood. It's like, damn, that's deep. I don't know what it means. But it's deep.
Damn, nobody bitch, knows what it means. My flask, but sure. Well,
it's a good movie. I watching it. I don't know if that was the first time I ever watched it was in the theater.
I'm so glad we got to see that, but
I was not disappointed. I really thought I was gonna like not get it, but it was good. It was good.
Yeah, you got to be in the mood for a slow burn, but like it's a good slow burn. It's not one you don't have to actively try to enjoy it. You just have to be in the right mood.
Well, it's because it's like, go on, Dylan.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I feel like people have really come around on it because when I first heard about it, all I knew about it was, God, this movie is fucking boring. Oh. And I watched it. I was like, we're not watching the same movie because I am enthralled from the get-go.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is. There's like, at least for me, the what kept me going through it was the vistas, the backgrounds, the designs. Everything was just engaging enough for me to keep asking questions like, what's going on?
Yeah, you just want to see more.
The story isn't told to you via like narrative beats or like people saying this thing happened and now we're here. Instead, like and I mean, it's a movie that warrants rewatch. If you just like study the backgrounds and set pieces, you can kind of piece together what the fuck is going on. And yeah, it's like the flood. It happened. It's basically a retelling of the Book of Genesis. That one part, and it's like, okay, got it. Thanks. Like, and that the movie tells you that just by showing you like these very impressive and very interpretive abandoned flooded world, which is very creepy too. That's another part of it that's kind of engaging. It's just how like, I guess, scary it is. Like if I was a little girl, I'd be like, what the fuck is going on? Oh my God. But like, I don't know. It does enough to continue. And as an artist, you see like the passion of it too. Like this is just something that was made by people who were like, can I just draw pretty pictures, please? And then they did it.
And then they had the scariest atonal choir sing under it. So it's just like,
yeah,
cool. Not only is it scary to look at, but my bones hurt because I'm so unsettled.
That part in the theater hits different. Yeah.
When I saw the re-release and at the end of the movie where she screams, it was so loud that it shook my soul.
We also got jump scared by the fact that our showing was in English. So we were like, okay, that's fine.
There were that's right. We didn't know it was the dub. And then the first lines uttered by someone are in English, and we're like, what the fuck? Okay.
Yeah, we're like 15 minutes in. Why don't we move on to our next anime? Jorge, would you like to go?
Oh, is it my turn?
You can. I can go.
Is it me? Okay, no, I'll go. I wanted to bring up an anime that I don't think any of you ever heard of. It's called Mobile Suit Gundam.
What's that?
It's hard to explain. Imagine if in war no one had radars or sonar or like anything. So they're like, shit, we can't use like missiles and long range weapons. We have to invent a giant machine that can be a mobile soldier, if you will. Okay, that's enough of that bit. But yeah.
You're talking about Gundam, which is what I call it because I'm the English dub voice for Bright Noah.
Did he really say it that way?
Amara, we've got to fight the Gundam.
Was he?
That's how they talk in space.
You're blowing my mind. Hold up.
Oh
That's
yeah, you
not
get
how
jump
he
scared
spoke.
by British.
You're
Bright.
gaslighting me.
No,
No, it was
that's
not
the
British.
One, these British in the
lying.
dub, and also Stephen Bloom is Char.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah, he does a pretty good job actually.
Not British Bright Noah who
which is perfect because of course Amaro would not want to listen to Bright.
Well, Amaro doesn't want to listen to anybody. No. But yeah, so I like watching it again because I remember I first watched Gundam, like original Mobile Suit Gundam.
Yeah. So let's take a quick step back. So we're talking about like the original, the 70s one, 0079.
Yeah, 0079. No one said 00. 0079. That was Mobile Suit Gundam. Yeah. When it first came out in Toonami, after like the big, after Wing just hit big with US audiences, for some reason Bandai and Sunrise, or at the time I think it was just Sunrise, was like, okay, here's more Gundam shows. And they gave Toonami Mobile Suit Gundam. And they're like, well, we want one like Wing. And they're like, no, this one. So that got localized and translated. And like, that's how I got exposed to it. And at the time, I didn't really appreciate it. I thought it was funny because of the dub and like all the stuff that happens in it. But I didn't really appreciate it until like I rewatched this show as the movies, the trilogy of movies that came out after the fact. And then again, when I was showing Margot all of the original Gundam, the TV show, like the 43 episode anime, and watching it again, I was like, I am understanding so much now of like a lot of the things I love about anime and I love about video games. Specifically, one game that like really enhanced my experience for was Zone of the Enders on PS2, which is one of my favorite fucking games. I actually found out recently that it didn't do well in the US, Zone of the Enders. Like, well, no, it sold okay in Japan. It sold amazing in the US because it had the Metal Gear Solid 2 demo.
As I say, I remember that as the game that had the tanker level on it.
But then people returned the game. Like, apparently, like, there was a high return rate for that game. And it was mostly because, like, Zone of the Enders is a first chapter and is just, like, you can beat that game in, like, 2 hours.
Let's say, they probably returned it because that game is, like, hardly longer than a movie.
But I'm sitting here going, like, what the fuck, dude? Like, those 2 hours meant everything to me. Like, that game, like, shook me. And it wasn't until I rewatched Gundam recently where I was like, holy shit, like, the attack on Side 7 is what Zone of the Enders is recreating in that, like, in the beginning, when like
the scale of the robots too, just like the impression you are, like how dangerous you are to just your surroundings.
Yeah, how dangerous, like, and something I'm glad you brought that up because that is one of the things I love about when Gundam is like war is bad Gundam, as the fans call it, where like the weapons that like the mobile suits are weapons of war, and it's very evident by like how much danger and damage they cause. Gundam actually was one of the early examples of what I found out is called real robot anime, as opposed to super robot anime, because of that distinction. It's a robot anime, but it's meant to be like more grounded in reality.
Is this like the distinction between like suspense and horror, where it's like, oh, one gets to be serious and the other one is just stupid?
Kind of, yeah. You can still have like a stupid real robot anime and a serious super robot anime. But I think what you're saying isn't untrue. But yeah, anyway, so replaying Zone of the Enders, and what I liked about it too was like, because I don't like the whole thing of like, oh, this was totally 100% inspired by this. Yes, of course. So like now everything I see is through the perspective or the lens of like that one piece of media I consumed. Zone of the Enders, if you can use that as like a framing, like, yes, there's a lot of Gundam in here. There's a lot of Eva in it too, if you want to go that route. But it ultimately it is its own thing. It's using that like setting to tell a different story. Whereas like in both cases with Gundam and Zone of the Enders, you have main characters that are like pulled into war by against their own will. And the way they both process Amuro and Leo Stenbuck, the way they process those things to me is just fascinating, that they could come up with like different ways of that happening. Because Amuro, being like the only one who can pilot the Gundam, he feels an incredible weight and responsibility. And Leo, he also feels that, but there's like a different conviction to him where it's more about like, I just want this war to stop. And whatever it takes, I'll do that. And I don't know, I was able to appreciate those things, like having that frame of reference in mind. And, you know, among other things, because there's plenty of other games you can think of that like have, here we go, the Gundam DNA in them, or the Mobile Suit Gundam DNA in them. Or even Macross before that, which was another anime I kind of wanted to talk about, but I don't know enough about to bring up.
Yeah, I also really can't stress enough that like knowing about Gundam and being able to like point to a Gundam officer, is that the Gundam, in like as like a model kit, like recognizing it as a pop cultural item, like that is 100% different than actually sitting down and watching the original Mobile Suit Gundam. Like you see,
yes,
like you know, like yeah, like Ava like reinvented the mech genre, but then when you watch Gundam, you're like, no, it's just Ava's just Gundam. It's just Gundam.
Yeah. Ava is Gundam, but it's like it focuses more on the teenage angst than like the and I don't mean that derisively. Actually, that is the best thing about Ava. Like,
yeah,
it understands teenage angst better than anything I've ever seen in my life. And Gundam focuses more on like how war doesn't really have a good and a bad guy. It has victims. And both of those use the same, like I said earlier, they use the same framework and they tell a different story. And that's the really nice thing about that.
Mm-hmm. So a game that I see that gets like compared a lot to Gundam is the Armored Core series. So much so that I think like there's this sort of like hot but not actually that hot of a take that is like,
I have a lot to say about that actually.
There's this consensus that they are the only actual Gundam games, because in terms of like games that use the language of like this like giant robot genre, that are actually like hitting on the same themes of war and victims, of human evolution, of you know, just the danger of the like the scale and scope of like oppression and things like that, of environmental crisis. Like they're actually tackling those themes, whereas a lot of the Gundam video games are more of just like pointing at the model kit on the shelf and saying like, that's a Gundam.
Yeah, it's ironic because, like, well, before I reply to that, it is ironic how Gundam, and this was like against Tomino's wishes too. The original director of Mobile Suit Gundam, Sunrise Bandai wanted it to be a product. I actually found out today that the original Gundam design was going to be like a grayish, like military color, and Sunrise were the ones who like insisted, no, it's gonna be white, yellow, blue, and red. And Tomino fucking hated that, because he's like, so any military aircraft will be able to spot it from like a mile away, is what you're saying. He got so mad, but like there's nothing you could do about that. It was like, well, either we give you money or we don't. But I think the interesting thing about the Armored Core comparisons is that Armored Core, in my opinion, has more in common with like Macross, in my opinion, just in terms of like how it came to be. I found out that the designer for the first Armored Core was actually, I wrote it down, Shoji Kawamori, who worked on Macross, and famously designed Diaclones, which became Transformers. Yeah, it's like, even I would recommend like opening up the scope more to not just Gundam but also Macross, which is it's a series that did influence Gundam too, because it predates it by a few years. And Macross was more about like, how do we can we resolve war through like music, and like what does that entail? Like what if like what if we could just enjoy art and music, and that would give us peace. Like that's kind of like the Macross premise. Whereas Gundam is more like, nah, war is bad and we're all gonna die. I don't know.
Well, what about you, Dylan? Are you a mecha girly?
Yeah, so Evangelion is my number. It's hard to say in this day and age what my favorite piece of media of all time is, but Evangelion has been the reigning champion for at least 20, 15 years. But what I was going to say is that actually leads to my biggest gripe with the Armored Core series, which is where the pop idols.
That's true.
Oh, yeah. There wouldn't be. I guess it does not have that.
Yeah,
so, no. And the thing also I notice about Armored Core is that most of the conflicts are usually like corporations instead of like nations and
very capital based.
Yeah.
Well, it's also like I think like a lot of the Armored Core is like humanity has evolved past the point of having governments that are strictly tied to like borders, and it's more about like hyper capital. Like it's the companies that own everything. So that is definitely like what it's dealing with. You're right.
Yeah. Whereas Gundam, I like what I like about it is that it's more about like ideologies. And in Zone of the Enders, the conflict is more like Noman, the main antagonist, is just like has found like the ultimate source of energy, and he thinks he can become a god through that. And it's like, oh shit.
Well, I will yes and that, but like also like one of the most popular recent Gundam entries, Gundam Hathaway, is like, what will it take to make you an eco-fascist? And that is a huge point in Armored Core 4 Answer.
4?
4 Answer. FOR Answer. It's also it came out after 4, so it's even more confusing.
Yeah, no, I love Hathaway just because it continues what I think is like the core theming, like I mentioned earlier, and I'll stop ranting after this, but like I love when Gundam has like gray area with and makes war confusing, because that is like the actuality of that. Yes, there are righteous causes. Yes, there are like good guys and bad guys, but at the end of the day, like extreme methods might have to be taken to resolve conflict, and that's all what Hathaway is all about. Really good movie. I recommend it if y'all haven't seen it. I know you two have, but
Gundam is really good at making me personally confused, because I'm like, damn, Celia, Zabi, and Haman Karn sure are fascists, but
why are they
kind of like them?
Oh, Kycilia especially. She is my queen. God damn it. But yeah,
I'm glad we're on the same page about this.
No, I'm telling you, it's like, if bad, why hot? There's too many Gundam women like that, and I hate it.
Are there many mech games where you get to play on like both sides of a conflict like that?
There are. I can't name them off the top of my head.
We need a Gundam game that's like Star Wars Battlefront, where it's like you get to play missions on both sides.
There kind of is stuff like that. Like they have made a lot of Gundam spin-offs where you play as Zeon. There's I think one of the big ones is the Dreamcast one. I forget what it's called. Ground something operation. Where you play as Zaku, and it's like a sim. You are in a Zaku, and it moves slow, and you have to aim your fucking gun, and it takes forever. And there's an art to it, you know. it's supposed to be like a simulation instead of like an action game. I think that's one of the examples I can think of.
I think that's also the beauty of like Gundam, is that from get-go, Gundam both had like the super powerful hero character, like near Dynasty Warriors level of like just slaughtering dudes, and also the just absolute mook, like scrap piece of junk that like, so you've got like, you know, your more character action style mech games, your Zone of the Enders, where you're just, you know, Armored Cores, where you're just wasting folks, and then you've got more of like your Mech Assaults, or your what was the Xbox one with the giant controller?
Steel Battalion?
Steel Battalion, yeah. Where like you're a lot more weighty and like more of a tool of a utility, like of a piece of tech with a function that like normal people are operating and like dying. So
Well,
yeah, I feel like Gundam influences like all spectrums of the way that we play a lot of these like mech genre games.
I guess.
Jorge,
like,
do you have a top 3 Gundam series?
Yeah, actually, I do. I mean, 0080 is high up there. War in the Pocket. That's the one I always tell people, like, you want to watch a War is Bad Gundam. It's only 6 episodes, but it gets to the meat of it quick. Is War in the Pocket. So that's high up there. I really like Gundam Zeta when I watched it again. It took a rewatch for me to admit, okay, this is actually amazing. So that one is high up there. I think, though, like, well, damn, can I say this? I like Build Fighters Try.
I didn't watch Try. I only watched the first one.
The first one is okay. I like Try more.
Which one has the blue-haired mom asking for a friend?
That's the original.
That's Build Fighters.
Okay. Yeah, Build Fighters. She's top tier mom. Iori. Forgot her last name. Shit.
Rinko Iori.
Rinko. Yeah, thank you. Oh, Dylan, we're among friends here, huh? Okay,
yeah.
So
I know what I'm about.
I typed in in Gundam Rinko, and it autocorrected to Gundam Rinko figure, and it's like, we know what you want.
Figure, all right. But yeah, so no, I actually really liked. If you want like silly, just fun, goofy Gundam, Build Fighters is perfect. But right now, I think top 3 would be like 0080, MSG, and Zeta, just in that order. Just because
what about Double Zeta?
I have not watched Double Zeta yet.
You don't have to do that.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Actually, I will. I'm not going to listen to you. I don't take Double Zeta.
I'm trying to say this as a friend. You don't have to watch Double Zeta. You should watch Char's Counterattack. You don't have to watch
Double Zeta. And it's great. Char's Counterattack is great. But the problem with Char's Counterattack is you got to watch Zeta to fully understand why Amuro and Char must fight. But yeah. Anyway,
okay, like all of like the mech genre of game, anime, video game, whatever is pulling from Gundam and Macross, but like Gundam, I think is probably like the main influence. Not enough of those games do. I was gonna say,
don't shoot Macross down. No pun intended.
No.
I do think it's like highly and in the U.S. especially, Robotech was like one of the first animes that hit big in the U.S. So yeah, it deserves accolades, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word I'm using, but I just wish I did more research on it before I could talk about it. So I didn't really mention it.
All I'm saying is in games, I'm surprised you don't get to do the like Gundam kicking a dude pose.
Agreed.
What do you mean?
the kick where he kicks the Zaku.
No, it's the other way around. The Zaku.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Sorry. Char kicks the Gundam.
Char,
it's like,
and it's a very funny frame, but it's iconic for some reason. I really don't know why. There's some things
it's good to look at.
It's a good frame.
They recreated in Unicorn, and I just groan every time I see that. Anyway,
Jorge, have you seen Turn A?
I tried, and I mean tried because like I was kind of burned out on Gundam, so I watched it at the wrong time. But I really want to get into it because I actually own it. And it looks amazing. I love the Sid Mead designs. I love that it's basically Gundam the JRPG, like as an anime. So I really, really want to watch it. It looks good.
Yeah, I recommend it.
Thank you. I will. I'll promise one day.
Why don't we move on to my anime? And I cheated a little bit here. It's not a singular anime, but it's all kind of back to back through a couple of years. But I would like to talk about the influence of the early works of Hayao Miyazaki, specifically Future Boy Conan, Castle of Cagliostro, and Lapida Castle in the Sky.
Oh, okay. Real quick, I found out about this. I found this about Angel's Egg. Did you know it was a scrapped Lupin the Third movie?
I don't think I knew that.
What?
That's crazy.
It's like Mamo era Lupin.
It was a canceled Lupin the Third movie. They're like there's some carryovers from like the old script, and apparently the Angel's Fossil was one of them.
I listen, like it's you talk wild. About like designers on like Macross that jump over to like Transformers that go back to like, and then we have like Oshi, which pops up in like Death Stranding, and like Ava inspired like Zone of the. It's all. I think that the biggest takeaway here is when you start to actually follow the artists that do these things, like it's all just 2 or 3 steps removed.
One of the co-writers for Zone of the Enders worked on Death Stranding.
I mean.
And
makes sense.
And Tokimeki Memorial.
Wow.
Oh yeah, those are accolades right there.
And all functionally the same thing when you think about it. And I shall not elaborate.
Death Stranding about making connections. Tokimeki Memorial, same thing.
There you go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. I don't know enough about Tokimeki to make a really fast quip joke about.
Who cares? Let's
go.
All right.
Early works of Hayao Miyazaki. So yes, I think it's pretty obvious to say like the chokehold that Ghibli works have on like tons of different like video games and things like that. But when you go back and look at like the early works of Miyazaki, I think you forget that like he's kind of been making the same like 2 or 3 things for basically his entire career. And I mean that like lovingly. I mean that with praise. As conflicted as I can feel about Miyazaki sometimes, like dude knows what his inspirations are. So I guess to walk back here, Future Boy Conan, it is the first anime ever produced by
ever.
Yes, ever. I want to say it was Nippon TV. It was there, so they're like local channel. It was their first anime series they produced, and so they hire the studio that Miyazaki is working for that had done like Sherlock Hound, all the Masterpiece Theater stuff.
I want to watch Sherlock Hound.
Mm-hmm. So Miyazaki, his co-workers are so burnt out, they're like, you direct this. And Future Boy Conan is... right? And he never stopped. Seriously.
That's a fork in the Universal Road.
This is a very loose adaptation of The Incredible Tide, where like the general premise and the characters are the same, but what happens is like either way expanded on or altered, or like instead of being like teenagers that have are like maybe 5 years removed from World War III, they're children that are like 20 plus years removed from World War III. This is a post-apocalyptic sort of the world is like completely enveloped in water. There aren't too many nations left, and it's about kind of like
Kyle. Is it a world filled with endless water?
I will get to that. But yeah, so the other crazy thing too is when you start to really dive into like what are like the first really big things that Miyazaki like contributed on that like really were directed by him. When you watch the Part 2 Lupin episodes that he was brought back for, which are Wings of Death Albatross, which is about a floating fortress super weapon that's controlled by this like Dr. Eggman looking guy, and then Farewell My Beloved Lupin, which is about finding this like lanky armed robot that's being piloted by a short-haired girl. And you start to realize that there's like a couple of tropes here that are just, they never stopped coming out in Miyazaki's work. So when you see this, like, it makes a lot of sense why Laputa Castle in the Sky is the first thing to ever come out by as like Ghibli's work. It's all kind of the culmination of all of these ideas, and they never truly stop from there. So the connection I'm making towards video games is when you look at Laputa and Future Boy Conan, like, you get so many from just those. And specifically, I want to talk about like the Legend of Zelda series. They've become less coy about hiding their influences of things like Princess Mononoke in the most recent games. But when you look at so much of Legend of Zelda, like, Wind Waker is really just Future Boy Conan with the serial numbers filed off. Like, beat for beat, there's like semi-telepathic communication via seagulls. There's like rescuing the the early female character that like like a girl gets kidnapped by like a giant like flying object. You have to like there is a big fortress that you have to go to with all these like spotlights all over it. Like it's doing a lot of the same things as Future Boy Conan.
Really?
Yeah, to the point where I could be describing either. Like it really like you're nodding with me, Dylan. Like have you seen any of Future Boy Conan?
I've only seen a little bit, but this actually leads really well into my next pick.
Okay. Well, so yeah, it's.
I was gonna say, I'm looking at Future Boy Conan screenshots, and like this also is like giving Dragon Quest VII.
Yeah, a lot of like the sailing vibes. I would, and the reason I brought up the history for it is that this is a public access like big hit. It was something that a lot of people would have access to just through their regular television channels in the 70s. So I think it's pretty fair.
It was kind of ubiquitous.
Exactly. And so going on to like more of these things, you brought up that line earlier, and like there's no way we would have Mega Man Legends without Future Boy Conan specifically.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is like to the, and like also like I watched Laputa again for like the first time in decades, and like I forgot that like there is a scene where a character just pulls out a giant crystal from the center of like this ancient lost technology, and I'm like, this is just Mega Man Legends. Like that's all you do in that game is you go to old technology and you yank out crystals, and then bad stuff happens.
That's cool, because I thought you were going for Final Fantasy with that.
But that too with floating castles.
FF1. I was gonna say FF1 has a lot of Laputa in it.
It does.
I can see it with the flying fortress, the ancient robots, the crystals. Yeah, that stuff is there.
Yeah, a lot of the like finding ancient technology, like that's just a time-honored trope. But I think the visual identity of that, specifically, is from Laputa and Future Boy Conan. And like even like I mentioned earlier with the more modern Zelda games being a little bit more obvious of like, okay, there's a forest spirit there, like the character has like something wrong with their arm, like it's pretty obvious that it's pulling a lot of inspiration from Mononoke. But like if you watch Laputa again, the very first time they actually reach Laputa, it's doing this like quiet trill of piano sting. It is
the music too, huh?
So it's so obvious that is what like sonically,
even Sonic, Kyle. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. No. I mean,
soundtrack for Laputa. Yeah,
it was Joe Hisaishi. How do you pronounce that? Hisaishi. Yeah,
he's awesome.
My biggest gripe with the new Zelda games is Link doesn't get on the roof and play a bugle joint to wake up the town.
He don't.
These are interesting gripes you've been presenting to us, Dylan.
Look, you bring me on for fresh, new, unique perspectives.
I can at least say that that's true. Yes, that is not what I would expect anyone to get hung up over.
Yeah, Dylan, I think you can at least like relate to me on this. That like I think a similar degree of like aura farming goes on in just like hanging out and exploring in a lot of the Zelda games. Like it's kind of more about like soaking it all in, than it is about like just getting the new item.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with just like a lot of the classic dungeon design is just like you have a very specific music cue that whether or not it's an earworm, it's going to make an impression on the atmosphere. And the art direction in a lot of the my favorite Zelda is A Link to the Past, but like, through all of them, you have the Forest Temple and Ocarina of Time, the Fire Temple, and they all have these very unique, specific atmospheres that just weigh on you. Like you feel the humidity in this space because like you're deep underground and everything's hot and robots are going crazy and you're trying to find your way in this zone that like it's not a functional zone where people walk around. Like you're working through a ruin and that's Future Boy Conan is all just like, look at these ruins. Look at these untapped spaces that have, ancient technology, and whatever else that are just like, you can see the through line that like, it's not just a one-to-one. Yes, the visual language is the same. It's like, no, there is something unspoken in the atmosphere, in the way that this is presented, that has like, excuse me for using a 30 Rock term, but it has a third heat. Like something about it has this like extra element that you can't really define.
No, I think that like that's a really fair take, because when you think about it, like Conan was inspired by Incredible Tide, and then like Wind Waker takes off of that. So it's really just iterations of like these stories and archetypes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, getting a better appreciation of that, like you just really start to see that like just how wide of a like stretch this is to like so many different properties and things like that. Like I glossed over the fact that like Miyazaki plays a huge part in the identity of Lupin the Third, which like that's another thing where it's like even Hideo Kojima has like come out and said that like, yeah, Snake's kind of like, he's like a Lupin kind of guy. And games that are like even more obvious about it, like Sly Cooper, where it's very much like just the like literally making Monkey Punch into a monkey, like it's just, let's just take that one step further.
I need to like know what Kojima meant by that. How is Snake a Lupin type of character?
They both smoke cigarettes.
They're both they both hit on the ladies.
Oh, yeah, they sure do. They both love blonde women.
Did,
yeah.
Okay. Well,
there's that scene where Snake jumps out of his boxers, and then the punching bag comes out of...
They both have boyfriends?
Yeah, that's
true. They
do,
yeah. They do. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I can keep going too, because like Lupin without Lupin, like a ton of Final Fantasy IX is just Lupin the Third. Like literally Steiner is just
Zidane and Steiner have that dynamic. Yeah.
Well, and like he's got the eyelashes. Like,
I mean, sure, but also Zidane, like you can see a little bit of Lupin and Zidane too, right? Like
especially because he is like supposed to be they tone it down, but he is supposed to be a bit of a womanizer.
Lupin doesn't have a tail, but if he did, you wouldn't think twice about it.
No, he's straight up normal. So yeah, I think in doing all this research, like there wasn't a lot of difference between like Ghibli and Nintendo. It's just that Nintendo was not keen to share its inspirations.
No, they're not.
Until they became too obvious to hide.
Yeah. Until they were just like, fuck it. Yeah, that's what we're
just
doing.
like, hey, yeah, we did put the underground from Nausicaa into Tears of the Kingdom.
In Tears of the Kingdom, yeah. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't include the big bugs. I don't know why they didn't include the big bugs, but...
Cowards, the lot.
Yeah, because...
I guess there are big bugs down there. You fight the big Goma and stuff.
Still, it's not the same.
They need to be bigger.
It's too dark red. It needs to be...
it needs to be blue. Why isn't it blue?
Dark teal, yeah.
Kyle, Oh, sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
Kyle, I was going to give you a hard time and be like, who the fuck says Studio Ghibli? And then I looked it up, and that is how it's pronounced.
That is how it's pronounced.
Okay,
Everyone
good,
I know says Ghibli. Everyone I know says Ghibli. That's crazy.
I always
tell
like myself
GIF and
Studio
GIF all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, it sounds like giblets. I'm like, why are you saying it like that? And no,
I want
like,
you to know the entire time that my wife and I were watching Laputa, we kept stopping what we were doing, looking at each other and going, La puta.
La puta. Yeah,
La puta.
Everyone, yeah. Get him out of your system. Get him out. I've heard this joke 1,000 times. All right. Also, Dylan, I want to amend what I said about Gundam. Actually, SD Gundam Force is one of my favorites. And more people should watch that.
The SD Gundam that they aired on Toonami
That's the one. That's the one. I think that show's amazing, and more people should give it a chance. Anyway, sorry, Kyle.
You're good. Well, I tell you what, why don't we take a quick break with a segment I call Game Ratings. I'll present a category like fighting game finishing moves, play it loud Game Boy colors, games you'd rent at a Blockbuster, and we're going to come up with something underrated, overrated, and accurately rated. Today's topic is anime video game adaptations. Specifically, this can be either video games adapted from an anime or anime adapted from a video game. Either are fine.
Really? Okay.
This is what you said?
I know mine. Yeah. Well, hey, don't put this on me.
Now you volunteered.
I fucking forgot. Oh shit, wait, I go first then?
Sure.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, because I threw this hot potato at you. Let's go, baby.
Oh, it's so hot. I dropped it. So man, let me start with like underrated. Y'all, please. I'm just gonna make this my chance to gush about my favorite OVAs. I promise to keep it short though. The Battle Arena Toshinden OVA.
You love those.
If you want to learn a thing or two about Jorge, you should watch the Battle Arena Toshinden OVA. It's by today's standards, it's not exactly remarkable, but artistically, I was just like so blown away by how that anime looked that it made me want to draw like that. And it's also, fun fact, a lot better than the video game.
So which came first?
The game, the PS1 game came first.
Okay.
Toshinden 1 on PS1, which was like I want to say was a launch title. Am I wrong? Hold up. I know it was a big box.
It's pretty early though.
I know it came in the big boxes like the early PS1 games did. And they were hyping this shit up like, yo, fuck Virtua Fighter, come play Toshinden. We got a half-naked lady. And unfortunately, this game was not good. It just did not live up to the hype. However, everything that came around it, the anime and the Game Boy spinoff from Takara were actually really good. And in fact, if I want to get you into Toshinden, I would tell you first play the Game Boy game, then play Toshinden 3 and watch the anime. The OVA is really good. I mean, I'm saying that more out of like just a sense of nostalgia. It might not be as good as I'm hyping it up to be, but god damn it, I love it. I'll watch it every once in a while. So that's my underrated. My accurately rated, I'm gonna say this is also kind of a boring pick, and I hope I'm not like overlapping here because I have all the other picks I could choose, but I think the Street Fighter 2 animated movie is loved for a reason. I think the thing I find particularly fascinating about it though is that movie is the reason Street Fighter has any fucking lore whatsoever. Capcom saw that and they're like, shit, you're telling me people care about like these characters' stories? And so out of that is what how Street Fighter Alpha or Street Fighter Zero came to be. They're like, let's do like more focus on character relationships and lore. Instead of just having backstory as dressing for these characters. And the canon of Street Fighter owes it to the anime for that. It's the reference to this day. One of Cammy Supers in Street Fighter 6 is 100% her. Like, it's like she gets on the top of the guy and like twists his fucking torso, and like they kind of tried to recreate that in one of her supers. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, because it looks sick as hell.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. That movie holds up visually. Like, there's so many. It's
so
good,
pretty.
Like, it's a movie you can watch in vignettes because every scene after scene has like just special care to it. Very good.
I think accurately rated
shower
is
scene.
Yeah, it's important. All right.
It kind of is like, in my opinion, the standard of like anime adaptations for video games.
Yeah. It's funny because that one, like, it is, people like that one, but I also think that it gets easily overlooked because I'll see these like top 10 lists of video game movies, and like it's always like, well, I guess Mario movie, like the first one, is number one. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, there's so
okay, hold on. By the first one, you mean the 1990
No, they're talking about the one from a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay.
Wait, the 2023 one?
Yeah.
No, fuck that. If they're talking about the Bob Hoskins though, like I will hear that opinion.
Pretty good.
That movie,
Let's go. It fucking
all right, so
rocked.
what's your last one? That's overrated.
God, this one's hard. Just because like I just don't have opinions on overrated anime adaptations. Honestly, like, okay, I'll pick a fight. Why not? I don't care for the Pokemon anime. And back then it was cool, but even as a kid, like I liked it a lot back then because obviously we were all kids and we're like into it. But something that bothered me, and it was that the anime felt like it didn't really have anything to do with the video games outside of like the gym leaders being there. I always wanted a Pokemon a Pokemon anime that was more about like you as the character, like how they can like ideate or like turn into pictures and I guess moving pictures, to put it succinctly, and make it feel like it's more of a sibling to the video games instead of a cousin to it, I guess.
So is what you're saying you want them to animate hours and hours of grinding? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Hours of grinding. I want them to animate Pokemon breeding, and like, I wanted to animate, I'm joking. No, I don't want any of that. No context, Jorge. No, I want
like visible flashes on the screen every time a Pokemon is poisoned.
Do you remember? Wait, actually, no, that would rule.
No, they got into enough trouble with flashing images on that show. Okay.
Oh, they did. You're right. They had to ban that one episode. God, that still blows my mind that happened, actually. But another reason why that anime sucks. And no, I'm kidding.
I do think that I've always felt like there was a missed opportunity where like we're really like dying on the hill of Ash. Like that's the one we've settled on.
Yeah, like I don't care about Ash. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about him. I'm sorry. I don't care about Pikachu either. Okay, Misty, but like Misty was in the game. That's why she's good. It's because she was from the game, and so was Brock. I feel like Team Rocket were the only ones that, okay, you're allowed to be here because you're just basically the Ronjo gang from Yatterman.
Taimbo-con.
Yeah, it's Taimbo-con. Like, whatever. No, you're allowed. But yeah, I guess like there was a Pokemon Red and Blue's like OVA they did some time ago that was kind of like what I actually wanted out of the Pokemon anime. Fun fact, I haven't seen it yet. I think it's called Pokemon Origins. Right. Yeah,
where like the Charmander gets bitten, it just screams for a while.
Which, okay, like the edgy stuff I can do with or without, but I just want something that's more closer to the video game.
Yeah.
You remember that they actually did one of the things that like almost made me a Pokemon fan again was that one special, I think it was like a 25th anniversary or like there was some kind of celebration they did with like a music video, and it was like all animated, going through like each Pokemon generation. That shit was awesome. That's what I want. I will have to link it in the description or something because I really want people to see it if they haven't. But like I'm sure everybody did. But yeah, I guess if I had to pick an overrated adaptation, that would be it. Just because like I can't really think of any other.
I will say the only thing that makes me push back against this opinion is that when it comes to the way that the anime depicted the individual cities and towns, really did a lot to like, hey, you know, this town in the video game is 4 buildings, but now it's an actual metropolis.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, this is how it actually looks.
Yeah, I guess like Saffron City is done more justice as an animated thing. Like, no, I can see that. Yeah, Pallet Town 2 has like, when I think of Pallet Town, I don't think of the video game. I think of the anime. To be fair,
suspiciously quiet on defending Ash.
Someone tells him that technology is amazing.
Okay, yeah, but still, I don't know. Even back then, it just kind of bothered me how it felt more like it orbits the game rather than is the game. You know, whereas like things like Monster Rancher does what I want. The Yokai Watch anime does this, and it's so good. Y'all, if y'all haven't seen the Yokai Watch anime, that is probably the best thing that came out of that series. So I I rest my case. That's
it. I'm happy to know that your Pokemon, I don't want to say hatred. Your Pokemon opinions are far-reaching.
I have I don't know. I've become jaded as a Pokemon fan. I just to give you a very long story short, like after I fell out of it, I think it was X and Y, I kind of realized how much I've just been like keeping a lot to myself, that I don't like this series anymore. The spin-offs are good. Like I will still play like new Pokemon Snap. That shit was cool. Or even Pokken Tournament. Like that shit was awesome. But like the mainline games and the anime, I just don't care for them. All right, that's it.
Yeah. Well, Dylan, what you got?
All right, so my next pick, to piggyback off of you talking about early Miyazaki. I was
talking about your.
Oh God, I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Go back, Dylan. No, go back. Get back here.
I just got too distracted by your Pokemon opinions that I just couldn't remember what segment we're on. Okay, so starting with overrated. So this one's hard because when I was trying to think of, video game to anime adaptations, I don't want to speak too broadly, but generally they're bad. They're not good.
Generally, yes, unfortunately.
Yeah. So I had a couple of options. One of them is I think one's the heated option, which is maybe what I'm going to go with.
Please.
So just to preface, I like Uma Musume. I think it's fine. I like the designs. I like that all the horses are gay. I like that they try their best and they're hardworking. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Beginning of a New Era is that good. It's very pretty. Ooh. It's animated very well. Mm-hmm. I love Agnes Tachyon. Agnes Tachyon's my number one girl. Don't get it twisted. I love Jungle Pocket. I think it's great. I think people are a little insane about that movie. It's fun. Okay. It looks pretty. It's fine. It is a solid movie. It is a good way to get into the franchise. It is not the most, It
is overrated.
It's a little overrated, I gotta say. I think it's good, but people are just like, this is peak anime. And I'm like,
I think people respond strongly to a couple of Say the Line Barts and some Sakuga. Like, you get that, and you've got at least a crowd.
I mean, true. And I like Uma Musume. People who like Uma Musume like it way more than I do.
I was actually
you were the rare casual Uma Musume fan?
Yeah, and this is gonna kind of lead into my bias into my underrated pick.
Sure.
But I think, the game is fun. I fell off of it, but it's fun. I like the characters. But despite being a vibes and, the best thing you can show me in any context is this is movie budget animation. That is my favorite thing on this God's green earth is movie budget animation.
Yeah.
But I still look at that and I'm like, it's fine.
Wow.
I like when Agnes Tachyon runs, but
that's the least. That's like setting the bar way low.
The rest of the movie, I'm just like, I sleep.
Okay.
Are we doing? Are we doing 1, 2, 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Do all three. All
right. So my correctly rated, very similar to yours, Jorge, where I'm just like, this is good, and people know that it's good, and I have nothing else to say, is the Cyberpunk Edge Runners anime.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen it yet, actually.
It's good. If you have really any interest in the game, I think it's a good companion. It's a Hiroyuki Imaishi production, so it looks like everything else that he's done. Really great battle animation. It's really breathtaking to look at.
It's so good it rehabilitated the game.
It did, honestly. Like before CD Projekt Red was able to like fix a lot of the problems with that game, that anime did a lot of course correction in terms of
shit. So that came out before that came out before the game was like fixed?
Yeah.
So the
I didn't
game,
know
by
that.
the time the anime was over, the game had like gotten a lot of work done on it. So it really
wow.
was starting to like finally be what it should have
So
been.
that was kind of the beginning of like, there's a light at the end. This is what we wanted. Thank you. Wow.
It was step one in how do we rehabilitate the public's image of this game.
The apology tour.
I have exactly one gripe, which isn't really a gripe, but they did my girl Rebecca dirty. But you know,
Ooh,
I played that entire the thing that got me back into Cyberpunk was,
Mhm.
well, now I have to go find her gun and kill all of her enemies.
oh wait, so like the movie or the anime is like
It's a
directly tied
prequel.
to the game.
It leads directly into it.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So the
But,
character
like,
like you actually you can resolve like that conflict in the game if you so choose.
Sort of.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's like a lot of it's more like companies and major players are
Sure.
referenced, but the characters are kind of like their own things. Like it's not it's more of like the factions and major like groups than actual individual characters that are.
But I mean,
are,
that's
like,
cool.
crossed.
That's cool that it enhances the. See, that's the thing. That's what I wanted about like the Pokemon anime.
Yeah, and that's
it
its biggest
enhances
strength.
the
is
experience of the game. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it
wanted
plays
to
in the
find
world.
Red's iconic jacket in Pokemon.
I mean, okay. Asterisk. I don't really care about Red. Like, whatever. He's fine. Okay. Anyway. Yes. Good pick. Good pick. That.
Yeah, and I also just, as an aside, I think it's really funny how much Imaishi likes Franz Ferdinand, because he keeps dropping Franz Ferdinand in different like things he's working on. It's the opening theme to Edge Runners. It's the ending theme to is it Neighborhood Story that he did the
Something
ending theme
like
for?
that, but yeah.
It's very funny.
I mean,
And then for
right.
my underrated, so this is my soapbox, which is to say, the horse mobile game, it's fine. I'm not super about it. Now, the arcade game where you you manage idols, that's my thing. Because the thing that got me to become a lifelong fan of this series was the 2012 anime adaptation of The Idolmaster. So Idolmaster, for those that don't know, is a series of idol management sims that were originally arcade games in Japanese arcades in about 2005, 2006-ish.
Okay.
And basically the original thing was you manage their events, you make them go to practice, you tell them to go to their dance lessons, and then depending on how you manage them, they'll either succeed, or in the case of my favorite girl, if you don't do it perfectly, she is going to crash out and have a terrible time.
Oh no.
Which is a common thing, which is known at the time as the Chihaya spiral. Because, and this was later reflected in the anime, but basically, unless you managed her perfectly, she would eventually crash out and you would have a bad time. But the anime is very dear to me for several reasons, but it endeared me to, so you get to know all the characters in this production company, Namco Pro, Namco. Yeah. So there's, I think
is that? Is that who made the game?
That's who made the game. Yeah.
Okay.
So, which is why you can be like, oh, I want them to dance, but I'm going to give them Pac-Man gloves, and they're going to be holding Pac-Man ghosts as they dance.
Oh,
it's very cute. But the anime, they were given pretty fleshed out personalities in the arcade game if you followed their roots. But the anime was a big, like, we're going to show you everyone. We're going to have episodes focused on each individual idol. You're going to get to know their dynamics, both like together and like separate, how they work on jobs, how they work on their off time, what they do for fun, what they're interested in. And it just really endeared me into this cast that I have like retained a deep, deep affection for like 15 years. I almost spent a lot of money a few months ago to go to Japan because one of them was having a solo Budokan concert, and I was like, I kind of have to go.
Shit.
And then I was like, this doesn't make sense on a responsible level. But I've been so because I was like, I regretted not doing that. That was when I ordered the big standee that I told you about.
Oh, it comes back around.
Yeah. But
so that's your favorite character?
Chihaya is my favorite character, yes. But
thank you.
I love all of my children equally. That's not true. I love Chihaya the most, but I love all of them.
Right, I was going to say, but if any of them were not in the room, who is your favorite?
It's Chihaya. It's Chihaya with a bullet.
Okay, there you go.
But another thing I really like about it, so basically, as soon as the first season of Idolmaster came out, a few years later, I think it came out in 2014, I could be wrong, but the first season of the Love Live anime came out, and by that time, they had gotten, okay, animating dance sequences is really complicated and expensive and a pain in the ass. We're just gonna rotoscope it and do 3D animation to have them dance. And especially at the beginning, it was very uncanny. It was just like, okay, we went from 2D animation to very clearly 3D models so that they can dance and have full range of movement. And it looks...
What year was this again?
I think 2014. I don't quite...
Oh, so it was still kind of like in that clumsy era of CG anime. Yeah.
But the original Idolmaster anime, it's all like all the dance sequences are tradition. I don't want to say traditionally animated because it's like CG or like digital animation. But they're not using 3D models for it. It's all fully animated, and it's beautiful.
There's a more natural frame by frame feeling. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well,
and it's made a lifelong fan of me. I love most of, if not all, the spinoffs. And I think, especially now that we live in a world where it's like, oh, we have a lot of different idol anime to choose from. Idolmaster, Idolmaster Gakuen, which is the newest rendition, I think is re-getting a little bit of heat. But for a while, it was a little bit on a decline where it was like not as popular. It was a lot of like, this is what the old heads like hold like close to their chest. Like whenever I meet, so Idolmaster fans are traditionally known as producers because in the original you were the producer producing the idols. Yeah. So whenever I meet like specific Idolmaster producers in like this day and age, it is like finding a dinosaur. It is like, oh my god, you're out here. I'm out. I see an Idolmaster fan. I do the
I know,
Brontosaurus.
Yeah.
It is a monumentous occasion.
Grant, like, turn. Oh god. Okay. Well, yeah. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, I love Idolmaster so much. I could talk about it. I once went on a podcast and I was like, I went on a Dark Souls podcast and they were like, so if you could have Bandai Namco do anything for you, what would you want them to do? And I was I want a Dark Souls Idolmaster game. And I'm still banging that drum, baby.
Well, there you go. Now that's 2 podcasts where you said that.
I have a mission statement.
All right. Well, why don't I get to mine real quick?
Yeah, Kyle.
I will start with my accurately rated. There are so many to choose from, but I have chosen One Piece Grand Battle. It is pretty good. I don't think anyone's out here batting and saying
the game.
Yeah. I don't think anyone would say like it's the greatest anime video game of all time, but like they really did just do it's just Power Stone. Like they did a pretty good Power Stone with the One Piece cast, and I don't even like One Piece particularly that much.
Whoa! I mean that's fine. Actually, you can have.
I think One Piece movie 6 is one of the greatest animated movies of all time.
Which one's 6?
Wait, which one's 6?
Was that the Digimon one? Hold up.
Yeah, that's the
Mamodoshi. Not Amaroshi.
Or Hosoda. Yeah. But
that movie rocks.
One, actually.
Yeah, see?
Also,
I know One Piece.
Robin has like her best fits in that movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I also like her fits in the I don't remember which one it is. It's not called The Old World, but there's one where she has a striped
Strong
green
World.
Yeah, Strong World, where she's got the striped green tee and the glasses.
striped green shirt. Yep.
Yeah.
I think about that more than I want to admit.
But yeah, One Piece Grand Battle is just like, I don't know, something about like doing that isometric just arena fighter. Like they did a really
good
good
arena
job.
Fighter.
Yeah, like the moves all feel really iconic to
yeah.
the characters. It's somewhat balanced, at least in the sense that like for as disparate as the attacks are, it feels like it's fun to play like most characters versus most other characters. It's just really good. I don't think it's a very controversial statement to point out. Like they're like One Piece Grand Battle 1 and 2 are very good.
I have a controversial statement.
What?
I play that game. My ideal experience with Grand Battle is playing the 4Kids dub version.
Really?
Yeah, because I guess I'm just the most nostalgic for it. Of Usopp going hot salsa star. That still is in my head.
I think there's a line from it where like Buggy's like, that kid's got some spunk.
Let's clown around. I remember. God, yeah, I'm sorry, but that is like the ultimate nostalgia trip for me. Is
getting to like chirp lines at each other in an arena fighter like that. That's part of the fun. That's part of the fun.
It is, and the voices are goofy, so it kind of works because that dub was fucking goofy. Yeah, like I'm not here defending it. I'm just saying it adds to the charm of like the wackiness in that game.
I think you can defend it a little bit.
I'm not, because Sanji was a crime.
Oh, I see the river.
See the river. But whenever I read One Piece and I hear him talk, sometimes that's the voices in my head.
You don't. No.
Namichuan.
Oh God. Shit.
First impressions run deep.
They do, though. They do. I will admit that Captain Kuro will always be 4Kids Captain Kuro for me because of that game and the anime. No replacements. I'm sorry. But
yeah, this is what I get for being a recent One Piece fan. Is I did not know this existed, so I am absolutely checking this out.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, One Piece Grand Battle 1 and 2 are both very good. I don't think there's any other One Piece games I'd recommend.
Honestly, the One Piece Pirate Warriors games are really good. I'll recommend those.
I wish
if you're a Dynasty or Musou fan. They're ugly as shit, but they're I love playing them co-op. That's actually how I got into One Piece. Was me and Margot, because she loves One Piece. She's like, and we were getting into Dynasty Warriors and Sengoku Basara. I got to the part where the boat is like talking to them because it's like burning, and I just look at her and I go, what the fuck is this show? And she's like, you're just gonna have to watch it. And that's what got me into One Piece. All right, so go on, Kyle.
So my overrated here, it might be a little spicy, but it is the Nier Automata version 1.1a, the anime adaptation of Nier Automata.
Nah, I agree with you, bro. I kind of fell out of that one.
People really,
but here's my counter question, which is, did anybody like it?
I see people like really, really liking that one, or like getting really excited for it. Of like waiting for the
people who like it.
The next episode to like show off the big moment that they're waiting for, and I think it's fine. Is the thing. I think it's a perfectly watchable anime. I think the problem I have with it is that like watching it, I'm like, okay, so we're taking away like kind of the most meaningful thing you can do, which is like play this game. Like I feel like this more than any other medium, like you kind of have to feel Nier Automata because when like 9S goes away and half your damage is cut and like the whole time you're like, man, this bitch, and then like the second he goes away you're like, oh, this sucks without him. I really regret everything I did.
Well, I was gonna say there's a bit of a spoilers for both the game and the show, but like there's a scene that they recreate in the show that absolutely solidified why I didn't like the anime as much. And it's when she takes her blindfold out. In the game, that scene is everything to me. Like, it is quite literally and figuratively and metaphorically, she can see the truth now. In the show, they just do it to be like, look at how pretty she is. And I'm like, fuck off. What is this?
Yeah, we're going to put Jackass in a bikini in this one.
Oh my God, they did that. And you would think I would be all about that because I love Jackass. She's one of my favorites. But I was like, this is so weird. Like, it doesn't fit her character at all.
Here's the thing, too. I think I'm only like similar to your Pokemon argument. I really just wish that the Nier anime was just weird side stories. Like there's an early episode that's just like a couple of minutes of a robot walking. I want more of that.
I really like the A2 backstory stuff. Those were some of my favorite episodes. The stuff they don't show you in the video game.
Yeah, those are the strengths I think it could be doing, and it's really just not interested in that. So that is my reasoning why it's just a little over.
I thought you were going to say Castlevania.
No, I think it's fine.
I think it's overrated. Give me Grant Dynasty, damn it.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, let me get to my underrated, which is the Serial Experiments Lane PS1 adaptation.
The game? Whoa.
Yes, the game is there is a game, and here's the thing, it's like, it is canon. It's like all side stuff. You are playing like, I think there's a fan translation out now, but you are playing this Lane's computer basically, and you're digging through files and like reading her transcripts with like her therapist. You're looking at her like browser history and stuff like that. You're listening to like these like audio clips. It really is like this sort of like mixed media visual novel that's like way ahead of its time. Like this is like, decades before Her Story or
AR, before AR.
Yeah, like it's doing a lot of really weird things like that is like changing how you interact with a visual novel. It's super cool. And like it's all stuff that adds to Lane's backstory before the anime. So it's like if you like really want the full story, you actually have to engage with it. But it's not like one exists wholly without the other. So it's just the gold standard for like how to do cool art shit with an anime adaptation, and just you never see stuff like that.
It's also the gold standard for how to spend way too much money on resold video games.
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
Oh no. I actually found out that there was a PS1 Battle Angel Alita game, and it is like $200 now if you want to play it. So, fuck that.
But yeah, those are my picks. I recommend not spending too much money on anime video games. But why don't we get back to the episode?
Brain Lords, video games of the mind.
Warning: the following offer is for mature audiences only. Exciting, mysterious, intense, graphic, provocative, raw. This is no ordinary animation. This is the exotic, bizarre, and beautiful world of Japanese anime. And this is your invitation to enter with the modern classic Akira. Critics say Akira makes Blade Runner look like Disney World. It's action-packed, the future of animation. Siskel and Ebert call it the video pick of the week. Akira is yours for only $4.95 with subscription when you order the Best of Japanese Animation Collection Series. With these state-of-the-art sci-fi classics, you will enter a world beyond imagination, a future out of control, and an experience you will never forget. Don't say we didn't warn you.
Call 1-800-414-3355 now to order Akira for only $4.95 plus $3.79 shipping and handling. Future volumes are $19.95 plus shipping. Mature audiences only.
What is anime? Anime is action, sci-fi, comedy, martial arts. Anime is straight from Japan, totally unexpected, not kid stuff. Anime is on right now, 24 hours a day. Log on now and demand your anime. Anime Network.
Brain Lords, video games of the mind.
What is anime?
What is anime? Anime is, Dylan, what is your final pick?
My final pick, so to go off of what you were saying with early Miyazaki, this actually goes further than Future Boy Conan, because in 1971, Miyazaki was a key animator on the Toei film Animal Treasure Island, which is a cute animal-centric retelling of the classic Robert Louis Stevenson story, Treasure Island. There's a few extra things.
Oh, wow.
Jim has a cute little mouse friend His name is Gran, and also he has not really a love interest, but there is he has a narrative foil / comrade with the character of Kathy, who is the granddaughter of not Captain Silver, but the other captain.
I'm looking at an image online of her holding a flintlock pistol. She's a cool looking lady.
She's so cool, and she
These
is
character designs are so
10,000% Tetra. She is Tetra.
Yeah.
And this movie is Wind Waker.
Oh.
Wow.
So
No,
I
I've
was
never heard of this.
I misspoke. It's not just Future Boy Conan. It's also this, huh?
Yep. Dobutsu Takarajima, or Animal Treasure Island. It's a lovely. It's very much for kids. It's got little musical sequences, but it's got lots of sakuga. It's gorgeous. There are stretches of the film where instead of the water being blue, it's green to contrast with the blue sky.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah.
Whenever they go to a town, the towns are just gorgeously rendered. It's so pretty.
Yeah, this is selling me. I love these character designs too.
Mm-hmm.
They're so simplistic.
Yeah.
God. Miyazaki really just saw like one short red-haired girl and never stopped, did he?
Never stopped thinking about her. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's the first scene where Jim meets Kathy. She's locked in a cell, and he goes, "Hey, what's up?" And she just slaps him. It's really funny.
Got that classic cartoon slapstick.
But yeah, I was unaware of this movie until the Discotheque Media re-release. I think it was a couple of years ago.
Doing the Lord's work, Discotheque. I swear to God.
Yeah, no, for real. And immediately I was like, "Oh, this looks just like Wind Waker," and oh my God, as a lifelong Let's just go ahead and say what it is. I am a Mary Blair obsessive. I love anything that looks like that, of just colorful, weird shapes, and just big saturated hues. I fall in love with it immediately. And the first time I saw it, I was like, on a narrative function level, this movie doesn't have a whole lot going on. It's a fun kids movie, but on an art direction level, absolutely out of the park, and instant classic for me. Captain Silver's a big pig guy, very big Pigma energy, and there's a big armored ship that looks like it's got covered in artillery, and it looks just like something out of Wind Waker. It's so pretty and so worth watching if you're a fan of
watching this. Yeah,
I'm looking at clips right now. Oh, there's some like rooftop stuff too that's like just straight up out of Cagliostro.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Some of the the way they have like these like layers of backgrounds going on right now, it's these are like just classic archetypes of like the seaside town, and like I don't know, this makes me want to go on an adventure. This is really cool.
Yeah. And they're just singing shanties and fighting and drinking. And there's a scene where Jim is like, "Well, I need to trick all these pirates, and they have a deep fryer. So what if I just deep fried all of the just objects on the ship and fed it to them as dinner?" And so one of them's just eating a deep fried boot. And it's just hijinks. It's just hijinks on the high seas, and it's delightful.
I love it.
The animation on this is absurd. Oh my God.
Yeah, especially with the restoration, it looks bonkers.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good recommendation. Yeah.
And it, as to lead into the topic, kind of,
It's
one thing to just be like,
gaming experience.
So it just kind of like expanded my purview of just like, you can find incredible art direction inspiration in just the most disparate of places. And you can just watch something that's very much just marketed for kids and be like, I found a profound thing in this, otherwise very flat kind of, entertainment type object. And it just, I've really started to just look at where people take their art direction inspirations and just kind of appreciate that more, because the way that people take just random things that they see, random things that inspire them, and they, alchemize them into their own thing, I think is beautiful. And seeing something like Wind Waker, which comes out and it's got a very, it's very different from the rest of the Zelda games that came before it in terms of its presentation. And it very much like feels like it comes out of nowhere. But then you go, wait, I found a line that goes back decades to this one Toei kids film.
Yeah.
And it just fills in like,
it just
not only did I think this was beautiful, but it contextualizes it. You appreciate it more because you see how it was transformed and where it came from. And I just love art. I love pretty pictures. I love
I'm with you here where it's like you can now go back to Wind Waker and be like, I feel a connection now. Like I feel like I can see that maybe as kids, the developers of Wind Waker were like into Animal Treasure Island, and they were able to communicate the love for it through that. And this thing that you love exists because of this thing that came before it. And I think that creates like an appreciation of like the timelessness of art, and also like the generational the passing of the torch. There's like a legacy to it. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. And it's an awesome, I mean awesome in like the textbook definition. There's an awesome thing about that where it's like there's all art is always going to be there, and the things that are inspiring us will transform into things in the future that will be better, if not just as good. There's an important thing that to me, that's the importance of contextualizing things. Is like the things you love exist because there was something before it that inspired it, and the further back you go, the more you can trace like how the thing you love came to be, and then through that maybe you can untap into the secret of creating something for yourself. That to me is like the beautiful thing about it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, no. Because we've talked about this on the podcast before, but like when you look at the history of Vanillaware, before Princess Crown, which was produced by Atlas, like you had the Dungeons and Dragons beat 'em up games, and like they're all kind of playing from the same like game language of like cycling through like items and like how like the combos work, and it's all like, this is the same thing as happening with like these animators. It's like it's all kind of iterations on the same ideas. This art does not actually need to change that much to like be the beautiful like meaningful like steps and improvements and different like takes. I don't know. It's
even you mentioned Vanillaware. Even George Kamitani famously cites Disney as one of his big inspirations for his artwork. Disney and, funny enough, Catholic mosaics paintings. But
look, the two best to ever do it. Let's not get it twisted.
So, but you watch do me a favor, watch Hunchback of Notre Dame, and then play Odin Sphere. Something is going to click. I guarantee it. It's there, or even Dragon's Crown. You will see like, oh shit, all the purple hues from like the morning scenes in Hunchback are like here present in Vanillaware games. Like these are things that communicate within each other and transform and become other things. That's the beauty of it.
No, I think that's beautiful. Like I wish I had a more succinct way to put this, but like I am just left appreciating art more, honestly, just because two things are kind of similar, and that's all it takes.
Yeah.
I think there's something
looks like thing.
There's something beautiful about how art is a conversation that happens through time.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Yeah, that's such a good way of putting it.
Also, like the way that one person like sees art and like does something else is completely different from like something that someone else does, and like they're all pulling from the same roots.
Okay. So I guess all this to say, I want, if you're a fan of something, you the listener, if you're a fan of something, trace the roots of it, like find out where it came from, how it became inspired. I always tell this to people who are like younger than me and like, oh, I'm such a big fan of da-da-da. I'm like, you should try this other, like people who love Undertale, you should play Mario RPG. You should play
Brandish.
You should play Brandish. Yeah. Yes, that's the second time Brandish has been mentioned in the podcast. You should play Shin Megami Tensei. You should play like all these things that came before. Mega Man X even is like.
You should play Illusion of Gaia just so you can get the
Illusion
joke about eating mold.
So you can understand the moss jokes. Oh my god! So yeah, it all these things like enrich your experience, and they make you understand that like creativity doesn't come from nowhere. It's like Dylan said, it's a language that has been a conversation that has been happening since the beginning of time. Not to get super fucking poetic, but like it's true. Like there's just something universal about like art and in its visual, audio, and all forms of language that it can speak to you in, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, all that shit.
All it takes to see the code in the Matrix 2 is just to like watch maybe 2 movies.
It's true.
Okay. All right.
You know what? Why don't we drew horses on cave walls. We're still drawing horses.
We drew, and we did like big titty statues, and like we did, all that shit's been around.
Big titty statues are omnipresent.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Next time you judge someone buying giant titty anime figures, remember the cavemen did it
I'm just
first.
honoring my ancestors. They would have killed for this.
This is just a time-long tradition.
Mm-hmm. All right. So who's next?
Jorge, you're next
you.
on your final pitch.
Ah, damn it! I was hoping I wasn't. But okay, yeah, I'll be brief with this one. This is really just give me the soapbox, Dylan. It's my turn. This is just my turn to gush about something I really like called Battle Angel Alita, known in Japan as Gundam, Gun Dream, which was like a composite word. It's a cyberpunk manga. Originally started as cyberpunk manga in the 1990s. I'm specifically talking about the OVA though, because I remember in 2009, I think, when I met Margot, when we were dating, she introduced me to this series. She showed me the OVA first. Actually, no, I read the first few volumes, and then we watched the anime, and something clicked. I'm like, yo, so like all this like cyberpunk shit that Final Fantasy VII is doing is like here, and in Akira and like anime, and like Final Fantasy VII is anime. What? That was like the one of the mind-blowing things for some reason, even though it's kind of evident to anyone now. I guess back then I just wasn't as familiar with like older shows, but I felt like I cannot see Midgar now and not think of like the scrapyard in Battle Angel, or the Zalem, which is like the city in the beneath the larger city, just that kind of resembles Midgar, and like it's different plates and social class divide. These are themes that are ever present.
Not terribly long ago, I was describing to you the old city part of Silksong, and you were like, "That sounds exactly like Battle Angel Alita."
Yeah, Battle Angel. I don't want to say did that first, because like class divide is a huge aspect of like cyberpunk stories. The thing I like about Alita though is that it does treat sci-fi as like a dirty thing. Like it's very. It's very much like a sultry, I guess, or not sultry, swarthy. I can't think of a term. Like it's of the ground. I don't know how to describe it. It's very like different. It's kind of the same thing Star Wars did back in its day, where it's like sci-fi before that was very pristine. Everything was like futuristic, and Star Wars was like, no, things are dirty. It's like you still have the broken cars, the fucked up AC units, the mold growing out of like some kind of electronic.
Well, I think something it does really well is like of this era, you know, this is kind of post looking at the future of like, what is the far off world going to be? And now in this era of like cyberpunk, we get to say like, what if we're so far in the future that vision is all busted now?
Yeah, and it's kind of like more realistic because of that. And Alita, I love how Alita starts in the very bottom, which is like the scrapyard, or Zalem, the city is created from like literal junk that the Jeru Typharis, the city above, is throwing below, and people who are exiled from like paradise also end up living in the ground. And this was like, man, I kept reading it going like, this kind of is making me appreciate these types of story more, like Final Fantasy VII. If I had anything like objectionable to say about Final Fantasy VII that I didn't like, it's the fact that those first few hours of 7 are insane. They're just amazing to me. And then it just becomes another Final Fantasy game once you leave Midgar. It's just another Final Fantasy. And that always has been, like, to me, the thing I wish it did more of. I wish it could capture that, like, that environment of, this is why I love remakes so much, because they take place all in Midgar. And Battle Angel just like let me have that, you know, like it's always in that situation where like shit fucking sucks, but like everyone's making the best out of it. Alita meets all these characters that are like victims of circumstance and like down on their luck, but also genuinely struggling to survive. And you know, the beauty of the character is that in her innocence, she doesn't understand that like all of this is a cause of like the systemic issue that is like the fact that everyone lives under like in the pile of refuse that is like paradise. And the thing I love about Battle Angel is that eventually she does make it up there, and you see how different shit is, and it's insane. Like it's like otherworldly even. Politics that people wouldn't even understand. That type of stuff is amazing to me.
I haven't played it yet, but I'm wondering how much hearing you talk about this, how much I'd think about that if I played Pragmata. I'd like to see if it's playing in that language.
I'll play Pragmata when it stops being nuclear, but like I am curious about that too. How would they handle those themes? Because Battle Angel is the reason I care more for like the systemic parts of a story, like the social statuses of characters, like what is actually like their power in the universe. Mm-hmm. The villain in the main antagonist in the original Battle Angel Alita, which if you see him, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's who Hojo was based on, like immediately. But his whole thing is so esoteric. It's like, it's very creative how they came up with a villain with like motivations that go beyond like, I just want to rule the world and become a powerful monster. These things, like, I don't know, it made me appreciate these things more. And I say Final Fantasy VII, because it is one of my favorite games ever, and like it is kind of a boring pick. But even years later, I keep reading and watching stuff and being like you said earlier, Kyle, like developers will rarely admit to their influences. And I personally am of the mind that I shouldn't try to attach something that looks like something else just because of that commonality. But I think like Final Fantasy VII is like a composite of a lot of animes of the time, like just put together. Even the weapons, we were talking about Gundam earlier. Some of the weapons are just straight up like Gundam mobile suit designs, Zeonic aquatic mobile suits, and even some from like the OVAs. So like it would be, it's not that I'm accusing them of copying something, but the fact that like there's so much of the culture in that game, subtly so, like not so much blatantly, is important to understand like why this thing got made. Why does this even happen?
Emerald Weapons
and Battle
just
Angel
a
did
guff.
that for me.
I was about to say, like, Emerald Weapons very, very much of that design language.
Emerald Weapon looks like the new Ezreal, I think, from 0083. Ruby Weapon looks like the High Gog. Diamond Weapon looks like... Oh, I forgot that one. There's another one. But... So, anyway, I watch things too, like not just Battle Angel, but like the area anime is really good. The movies, especially, I really want to watch those, but like you can see how that was that setting, that like cyberpunk sci-fi like horror setting was so important back then and so influential, and it bleeds into Final Fantasy, a game that's like that everyone played. I get really mad when I'm not gonna say I get really mad, that's hyperbolic, but like when the only anime connection people make to Final Fantasy is Berserk because Guts has a giant sword and so does Cloud, like that's dumb. They even like straight up denied it. So like I don't know, you can enrich yourself so much more if you look in the right direction. You can start with Akira even. Like there's a little bit of Akira in Final Fantasy VII.
You ride a motorcycle.
You ride a motorcycle through the fucking like highway, and it's like bridges and lights. Like of course, yes, like cyberpunk anime. There's even a list of cyberpunk anime on Wikipedia, and you will. It's like Akira, Gundam. I keep saying Gundam. I'm sorry, it sounds like Goon. It's Gundam. Bubblegum Crisis, 80 Police, Masumune Shiro, Dominion. No, Appleseed. No, Appleseed.
Yeah.
Appleseed, cyberpunk as fuck. Ghost in the Shell, cyberpunk as fuck. Although Ghost in the Shell was later, so that doesn't really count. But like, it's all there. Final Fantasy VII is like a soup of anime, blended in such a way that all the Yankees were able to eat it and go, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, and when you've never seen stuff like that before, you're like, this is the most incredible story I've ever seen in my life. How did they craft this?
Yeah, how did they come up with this? And it's like, it's easy. Like, that stuff was like permeating everywhere, percolating into all media. But if I had to pick one that made me realize this, it's Battle Angel Alita. The OVA is really good. The manga's amazing, and actually, the live-action movie is not bad.
I was gonna say, how do you feel about that? Because I'm a fake Alita fan. I've only seen the movie, but I love it.
No, but you know what? The movie, honestly, was good. Me and Margot went to the theater ready to hate on it because, well, it's not James Cameron who's supposed to do it originally, and also, her eyes look stupid. That's gonna look dumb. And we finished it, went like, you know what? There, aside from one thing that happens at the end, I thought it was as good of an anime adaptation as like Speed Racer, the movie. Like it was
that's high
that
praise.
level. I'm sorry, it's good. Like for what it is, they turned an obscure manga into a fucking movie, and they didn't fuck it up. I don't know. I know the bar is low, but they did it. It's good. I own the movie. It's great.
And you know what? Her eyes look fine in the movie.
Once you get over it, you watch 5 minutes and you're like, oh, you don't even notice it by the end. Oh, god damn it. But yeah. Okay, I'm just going to say it. They cast a very important character in the series, and it's Ed Norton, and I just wanted to throw things at the screen. But other than that, it's actually like an 8 out of 10 solid adaptation of a manga for being like an American movie.
When I first saw it, I loved it so much that I was like, I'm gonna get into the rest of the series.
I'm so glad, actually.
So now I'm actually going to do that.
You should. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. There's 3 series. Battle Angel is the original. The ending was retconned, but you can still read it all the way. It has kind of like a quote unquote happy ending. You can still read it all the way. I would just do that, and then if you like it or love it, then do Last Order, which is like when they actually go into like the higher society levels and find out all the fucked up shit that's going on up there. And then there's a prequel called Mars Chronicle that explains like who Alita is when she was a baby. It's pretty cute, but yeah, and also serious. But yeah, please, Gundam, Battle Angel, one of my favorites. excellent sci-fi. I wrote down here, Kyle, Gundam is the East of manga anime, and that it doesn't get the credit it deserves for how influential it is on other stuff. But yeah, that's it. That's my rant. Thank you.
I think that's fair. Well, why don't we get to my final pick, which is the final pick, which is Megazone 2-3.
Yeah,
it's not Megazone 23. It's 2-3, and it's even more confusing because there's Megazone 2-3 Part 1, Megazone 2-3 Part 2, and Megazone 2-3 Part 3, which we don't talk about.
Actually, as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't exist. But
yeah, it's not worth watching. Anyways, Megazone 2-3 is a it was intended to, I can't remember if it was going to be a series or a much longer movie, but it got scrapped and they used what footage they had and reworked it into an 80-minute movie released in 1986. And it was distributed via VHS, and it kind of blew up in popularity because of it. And while it might not necessarily be like the first OVA, it's largely considered to be like the one that really like started the boom of, like, it was like the first like mainstream, the first modern one, the one that you would like go back to and look at, like the first big one that really made a dent. Was this, and it was popular enough to get a part 2, which I would say that's like where it's most influential. You know, part 1 is like, you can see a lot of the roughness of it. But part 2, on the other hand, is like where they've got the full budget, they've got a whole idea they're going to do, and part 2 is where I think it has its most cultural influence. So if you have this should not be a surprise to you if you have played 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim.
That's the one.
Because that game, I think, more than it is a love letter, like you described Final Fantasy VII as being a soup of anime. You know, 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim is at all points and times Terminator and Godzilla and you know, tokusatsu anime.
I mean, it has everything. It has shoujo, it has shonen, everything. But I think Megazone I would consider to be like the big one, just because of the twist at the end, which I don't want to spoil.
More than anything
very much
else,
mimics them.
I will at least say this much: they both are about sort of like the world that you live in, the understanding that you have in a like a futuristic, hyper like capitalist society, is a lot less true than you really ever will understand. And
also, a pop singer will tell you everything.
And a pop singer will tell you everything, and you'll go and eat chicken McNuggets.
Yo, please play 13 Sentinels. It's so
13 good. Sentinels is such, and that is the biggest connection there. But like I have here,
that's the reason we watched it, was because we were so big on 13 Sentinels. We're like, I need more of this, and because A, no one else played this game, and B, they're just not gonna make another one. We're like, well, what if we and found Megazone 2-3 to be like the big branching point for that one.
Exactly. So I have here written down that let me double check that. So it's created by Shinji Arakami. Oh, excuse me, that was that's part 3. But like it basically, like, a lot of the people that worked on like these things have ties to like being mech designers in like Mobile Suit Gundam.
I want to look that up actually, because I'm actually getting more interested into mech design, like now knowing that there's people they just hire for that shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Like one of the people that worked on Megazone was Itano. Ichiro Itano, known for the Itano Circus. So whenever you see a missile barrage in anime where the missiles go all out in a million directions and then they home back in, like that is the anime as fuck missile barrage, and video games love doing that shit too.
Zone of the Enders does that.
Zone of the Enders does that all the time. You know, a lot of the footage from Megazone was repurposed for Robotech in the United States. While it wasn't the first instance of like a cool anime protagonist on a motorcycle, because the manga for Akira came before it, animating a protagonist boy on a red motorcycle was done first in Megazone 2-3 Part 1. So I think this is just such a big part of like Japan's early cyberpunk language. That like it is undeniable, like you were talking about with Battle Angel, of just how much this is a part of like the gritty future that games just love to dabble in, because we get to just exist in those spaces. And I think that's what games are uniquely good at. And like they would not be able to do that without the world building that was set by so many of these works, including Megazone 2-3. One thing I do want to clear up though is that there is an interview where someone asks if the Wachowskis siblings have seen Megazone and described the plot, because it's thought that Matrix is a huge it takes a lot after Megazone. They say that sounds awesome. We've never heard of it, but
lies.
I would not be surprised if Lily and Lana were being a little bit more coy.
Lies.
So, but I mean, it's tricky because they flat out have said like how much Ghost in the Shell has played like an inspiration to it. So, but also like the language of that stuff of like, what is reality in this like cyberpunk future? What can you trust to be true? You know, that would not exist without Megazone 2-3 being a part of that, whether or not it was a direct inspiration or not. You know, this is the language that we're playing in.
So, real quick, Shinji Aramaki he did direct Megazone 2-3 Part 3, but he was the mechanical designer for Megazone 2-3.
Okay. So,
yeah. And he also worked on Bubblegum Crisis.
Yeah, and Transformers.
Which one?
It's in Wikipedia it just said
original series?
It's not. Oh. Yeah, no, you're right. He did some Transformer stuff. I see it. There's no specific credits though, so I'm assuming it might be Diaclone, like the toy line that Transformers was based on, which is likely. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, it's really just like, I think watching Megazone 2-3 is about like enjoying like the legacy of cyberpunk and just seeing how much it was just a dozen or two people just bouncing around between studios. And, you know, seeing that and playing something like 13 Sentinels, where they're just wearing everything on their sleeve of like, this character's last name is just the same last name as a character in Godzilla, and like they're meant to be like a pastiche of like this sort of archetype that you see in like these classic movies. Like, it's all just pastiche after pastiche, but it's doing something new with it by just repurposing them. Like, just, I don't know, art just becomes after a certain point this like primordial soup, and you just kind of like take a pinch here and a pinch there, and you're just sort of recreating the same thing but different, and that's really all it takes sometimes.
Absolutely. I do want to say, just as an offside, the original Idolmaster designer Toshiyuki Kubo-oka was one of the designers on Gunbuster and the Giant Robo OVA. So everyone draws mechs.
Well, I mean, if you like, it turns out being able to draw cute girls and mechs is will get you more work than you'd think. Also, Giant Robo rules.
I was gonna say, if either of you haven't seen the '90s Giant Robo OVA, it's
my god,
one of the best pieces of art ever.
I am so mad. I found the DVDs at a yard sale, and I did not pick them up, and I hate myself for it. I really, really want those.
Discotheque Blu-rays.
They're so expensive. You know what? Actually, I think they did do Giant Robo. Yes, they did.
And they did the Genrei OVA, which is not good, but I do love it. If you've ever seen a GIF of a girl jumping through the air and pulling a bazooka out of her cleavage, that's what that's from.
I just looked up Giant Robo OVA, and that's like not very far down on the page. So I guess I don't have too much more to say on Megazone 2-3 specifically, because I think a lot
other than watch it.
Yeah, watch it. It's so good.
Yeah, it's going on my homework list.
One is
Dylan, you will love Megazone. Actually.
Yeah,
1 is pretty cool. 2 is fucking amazing and has some like character designs you just do not get to see even nowadays, of like just like a fat, short, purple-haired like butch biker.
Oh, you talking about the biker lady? Gosh, she's my favorite. There's characters in that show that you point at, you're like, who the fuck is that? But yeah, it's also
I was already
banana
sold,
bonkers.
but now I'm doubly sold.
It's banana bonkers. There's a really crazy plot twist at the end. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, it's everything. And it's short. It's only 2 OVAs because a third one was never made.
So I guess then, like, is there any sort of closing thoughts that y'all have of like just appreciating anime more through, or like video games more through the lens of anime? Like, there's so many that we didn't even touch, like, whatsoever, of like just how much Mega Man pulls from Astro Boy. You barely scratch the surface of Berserk, when I'd say like most of like dark fantasy video games pull from Berserk in some way, shape, or another.
Almost to a fault.
Yeah.
Look, Berserk is so cool. It's hard not to.
I mean, it's one of my favorite manga ever made.
And maybe that is the takeaway, is like, it's hard not to. Like, these things are just part of this language that we're building up and developing. And at a certain point, it's like, you don't even need to know it to be speaking it.
Absolutely. Also, not to continue to be annoying, but do you remember when Berserk had, like, it kept going on hiatus? Do you know why it kept going on hiatus? Is because Kentaro Miura got really into Idolmaster, and that's when all the cute little witch girls showed up.
Oh my! See,
that's where Shirke came from. Is because he loves Idolmaster.
There's not.
I forgot
there's
about.
no
No,
point
I
in
heard
which
this.
one of these starts and stops. It all just blends into one another.
But listen, like, I feel like that arc in Berserk was also him, just because after the whole Mazga's like Tower of whatever the fuck it was, like, arc, I think he was like, shit, I went too far. I've gone too far in a few places. And I think like Shirk, the little witch girl, was like a ray of hope after all that darkness. It was so well timed how this character is introduced in this manga.
Yeah, her and all of the rest of the Guts gang is just like, Guts needs some friends, and we need to just chill out for a minute.
You could see Miura being like, I need to be nice to my own characters. I need to give him like friends.
I imagine him drawing like a really depressing panel of like some like depressing violence happening, and then you just like hear in the background his little thumbs tapping and the little like symbols in the background as he's like hitting the lineup of the rhythm beats.
But yeah, I should reread Berserk. Well, I don't know. It's heavy. Especially after Miura passed away. Like, it hits different now. So
yeah, it's also rough because like
it's rough.
I feel like I'm always repeating the same arcs, because like you get to the beginning with like the Hawks and like
that's
that
what
arc.
I don't like about all the adaptations. They always got to do the Millennium arc. Like,
it's like, it's good. Don't get me wrong. And
that's
the Eclipse is like that's the culmination point of culmination points.
That's like the big thing that happens is the Eclipse. We get it. We fucking get it.
It just feels like I'm gonna be watching that forever and not getting to like the actually like really weird and interesting arcs, like the Question Zone arc.
Oh, welcome to the Question Zone. Get ready. Wait, we did well. Okay, before we go to the Question Zone, I think what Dylan was saying earlier is my takeaway from this, like how by going back and like seeing the traces, the footsteps of like of creators and how they took the torch and follow the legacy of you know the act of creating. And it's not that is like my takeaway, like being able to appreciate that the language. I'm gonna steal this from you, Dylan. The language or the conversation that's been happening for that long is the key to enjoying these things on a profound level. So that's my takeaway. Anyway, yes, Question Zone. Did we get questions?
We have a leftover one, but
okay.
Yeah. Yes, we've solicited a number of questions. You can contact us at brainlordspod@gmail.com. And our inquiry today is less of a question, more just a nice message that we received from PK.
Hey, wait a minute. We don't like those.
We hate them. Don't send me any nice messages. I really hate that. Oh, it really ruined my day. This is from PK Play, who says, "Hey, Brainlords. If I recall correctly, Brandon Bigley and Stephen Hilger from the Into the Aether podcast coined the term gate punk as a replacement for Metroidvania. The term is meant to evoke the lock and key nature of these games' progressions and how players are gated by abilities, items, or knowledge of the game world and systems. In doing so, it avoids the pitfalls of relying on previous games to describe the genre, while still conveying the nature of the gameplay. I honestly think it's my favorite Metroidvania alternative, despite, or maybe because of, the tongue-in-cheek punk suffix. I just discovered Brainlords and I've been enjoying it, especially your FF episode with Andrew Bluette. Keep it up."
Thank you.
And they also link a blog where they write about indie and retro games, which I will link in the notes because you sent such a nice letter. So thank you, PK Play.
I'm so glad this came up. I'm so glad this came up because I listened to your last episode and I have opinions.
Well, give him, okay, in lieu of question zone, go ahead. This is now the opinion zone.
I understand why people don't like the term Metroidvania, but consider this. Can you think of any cooler words than Metroid and Castlevania?
I think that's why it's stuck, honestly. It's at least evocative, I'll give you that.
Well, I can't argue a negative. But I guess you're right. There is those are two made up words that sound really fucking cool, and then they put them together, and now thus a genre was born.
So here's my thing. We can retire Metroidvania if you give me a cooler portmanteau.
I see. We need to come up with two cool video game names that we can also put together.
Yeah. Search action? No.
Lame. Ooh. Stupid. Boring.
Is that really what they're calling it?
That's what they're trying.
I've been seeing it, and I'm just like, I don't want to buck against it because I think the reasons that people want to retire Metroidvania are valid, but it's just the best thing to say. It just
until
Metroidvania has good mouthfeel.
Yeah. I will say it is more clinical. This is related, but like I told this via message to Jorge, but the Schmovement game has now, like, the people who are making Schmovement games, the Demon Tides and Demon Turf developers are like, we want to call it expressive platformer. Like, that's how we're tagging our game. And that is more clinical, but I think expressive platformer actually does a pretty good, like, that feels pretty good to say, and it really does describe it pretty well. So
yeah, Schmovement's not a video game genre. That's just like, that's your vibe when you're walking around.
Yeah.
When
you walk around and you look like the fuck, what's the name of that game? The competition game. Treasure Hunter? When you walk like the Treasure Hunter kid.
Yeah. I know that kid.
Yeah, that's a Schmovement.
Treasure Master. Which
Treasure
thank you, because now
you.
I can put the music to Treasure Master in this.
Yeah, so. if your walk cycle does not sound like you could say, I like to schmoove it, then get out of here.
You're not a Schmovement game.
My only umbrage with the term gate punk is punk. I feel like to me, if you add the suffix punk, it means like it's going against something, or it's like an alternative to something.
Yeah, it's kind of an alternative or anti-establishment, or pissed
We're not
off.
your dad's platformer.
Ooh, maybe that would have worked in the 90s.
Yeah,
gate punk.
That's all. But I do agree, it's plenty sexy.
Everything with the word punk is like already cool.
I like Gates. I do like Gates.
Yeah. Desert Punk, that anime is okay.
Is it okay or is it bad?
Really?
I'm asking because I watched it once when I was like 14 and I don't remember.
I watched it in
it.
like early college, and I think the world design is cool. I think it's a little too blatant at like sexy characters. Like, be a little less obvious. Why don't you?
That's what I remember about it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like that the outro was a parody of like the Kirby intro.
What if you had a Zaku helmet and you put a rice patty hat on it?
Okay, I think that's it. I think the character design is fucking peak, but everything else is so.
Honestly, it was based on that character that anyone might have been interested in. Because I remember watching it too, and I didn't think it was that great. Actually, why are we bonding over Desert Punk all of a sudden? This is
because we're
trauma
old.
bonding over mediocre.
Yeah, like who the fuck talks about Desert Punk in 2026?
You know what?
Where's my Mazinger walking cane?
Like half the modern anime that you see in any given season. So,
here we go. Old man yells at cloud.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I will say? This season is pretty good.
Oh yeah. Well,
if y'all aren't watching the Witch Hat Atelier anime, get on that.
Okay,
well, this sounds like a great segue into
That's
the
not my
room.
rec. I just wanted to say it. It's my freebie.
You can say it. Okay, you're a guest.
You got away with it. You got away with it, actually. But yeah, I was gonna say no. I really want to read that manga. I love that artist.
Good.
Like she's insane. I didn't know she was getting like regular gigs for like American stuff too.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, like one of my favorite covers for the Darth Vader comic, where it's Darth Vader, but it's just his silhouette. And you can see like the trail of his saber in red. That was the Witch Hat Atelier artist.
Kamome Shirahama.
Yes, that was her. It was her. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? One of my favorite covers was like also one of the coolest mangaka. Okay, anyway, sorry, Kyle. Yes, the Rec Room.
Yeah, why don't we take a trip to the Rec Room, where we recommend something inside and outside the world of video games. You get a freebie, Dylan, with Witch Hat Atelier.
Lots of freebies this episode, honestly.
It's fine. It's anime.
What are we supposed to do? We just recommend cool things for people to get into.
Right?
There you go. Yeah, listen to us. We know.
But yeah, what would you like to recommend, Dylan?
Well, in the realm of video games, Jorge might know that this is coming because there's only one video game I like to talk about when I have a platform, and that is Void Stranger.
Oh, hell yeah. I love Void Stranger.
Kyle actually loves this game.
Void Stranger is a Sokoban game, but don't let that fool you. There's a lot more to it than that. And it's also a really great game to play if you like seeing anime influences on not specifically anime-related games.
Mm-hmm.
There's some Berserk in there. There's a lot of other stuff in there. It's great. I love Void Stranger so much. I love Void Stranger so much that I decided to talk about Void Stranger instead of Umineko. That's how much I love Void Stranger.
Damn. And I know the Umineko fans are like die hard.
And
Void Stranger.
I'll play that one day too.
It's so cool because like it's got like the vibes and the lore. There's like a lot going on. It's like doling out its story like very meticulously, very like little at a time. And like there are points where you're just sort of like piecing all this stuff together as your ability to like alter the game itself is sort of like coalescing, and it's just a cool way to tell a story. Like the better you are at manipulating the game, the better like you are at understanding the story.
And it just keeps going. As soon as you're just like, I've dug as deep as I can. No, you haven't. It's still going.
I think that's my only critique of the game is like the game is like it's one of those like, how long is it to beat? And I'm like, I don't know, dog. You can spend like 80 hours on this thing and barely scratch the surface. How good are you at solving esoteric puzzles? I think you'll just reach a certain point where you're just like, okay, I'm good, and then you just watch what all is in the game.
All right. Well, it's in my backlog, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Also Zero Ranger, but you know.
Yeah, Zero Ranger 2 actually, which looks like more like my shit than Void Stranger. But
you should play Zero Ranger, Jorge.
It's really playing with the same stuff of like weird shit that can happen in a video game as like you play and replay it.
All right.
Yeah. What about anything outside the world of video games, Dylan?
So I was struggling to nail this down because there's so many things that I want to tell people to get into. But as a fan of Clock Tower,
let's go.
I actually came to Clock Tower after getting into this thing I'm going to actually recommend. But there's two things you need to know about me. One, no video game console comes close to me than the Super Nintendo Super Famicom.
Let's fucking go.
I have no nostalgia for 8-bit graphics. The NES can die in a ditch for all I care.
Oh, wait. Okay, I'm no longer in this.
That's okay.
Ride.
That's okay. I'm willing to be on this island by myself. But 16-bit graphics, that is, you know, we use samples in our music. It's sampled. We're using 16-bit graphics. That is the peak of the medium to me. So I love that. But also, I love the films of Italian director Dario Argento. Specifically, I love Suspiria. But I also love Phenomena. I love Deep Red. I love Inferno. And several other of his pre-90s work. Basically, anything after opera, you're going to get a little bit diminishing returns. But as a fan of both 16-bit graphics and Dario Argento's oeuvre, I always knew about Clock Tower, like growing up reading magazines, knowing about games, but I never played it. I was just like, you're a girl and you get chased by the scissor man. That's all I knew about it. Then I played it and I was like, oh, they made a Dario Argento video game.
They did.
And it blew my mind, and it was everything I ever wanted in a video game.
That's awesome.
It's so good. But I'm not talking about Clock Tower. I'm talking about go watch Suspiria, go watch Phenomena, starring losing my mind.
Oh
my god. Never mind. What's the name of the girl? The girl in Labyrinth. What is her name?
Yeah, she was big in Japan, actually.
I keep wanting to say Jennifer Coolidge, and that's not who that is.
It's Jennifer Connelly.
Jennifer Connelly. There we go. Yes.
Yeah.
The main character of Clock Tower is her character in Phenomena. They are the same character. They dress the same. You look exactly the same.
Yeah, no, you're right. They have like the oh my god. I was watching a video about this the other day. Yeah. I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if
you said
like
that
Clock
one was
Tower, that's Phenomena.
Phenomena. Okay, that's the one I'm going to watch then.
Unfortunately, they did not translate one of the best parts of Phenomena into Clock Tower, which is that Jennifer can talk to bugs. And she can control bugs.
That's a video game ass ability too. So you
I know. Of all things you didn't.
Clock Tower 4. Where's the bug powers? That's all I'm saying.
I mean, where is Clock Tower 4? Period.
I'm working on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's go.
Well, Jorge, what do you got to recommend?
I recommend therapy.
Damn right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm only half joking. Let's see, for video game, if you want a video game ass anime, sorry, I got that twisted. If you want an anime ass video game, go play Dead Zone. No, Evil Zone. Shit, I got it wrong. It's called Evil Zone. It's a fighting game on the PS1. It is. You were talking about how 13 Sentinels kind of is a mishmash, a little cherry picked of all good stuff of the animes that influenced it. Evil Zone is that, but for like all the cheesy shit, all the tokusatsu and all the like fantasy and like whatever the fuck shoujo like magical girl shit is in here, baby. Play Evil Zone. I fucking love, like, every time you finish a fight, it gives you like an episode preview of the next fight. And there's a narrator going like, what will he do in the next episode? And it's like, okay, this is kind of cool. Every character has like their own shtick. Please play the English version, the dub. I recommend it. The big guts looking guy is voiced by, I forgot his name. He does Colonel Campbell in the Metal Gear series.
Yeah.
And please, it's goofy. It's fun. Play it. I thought we did... Kyle, did I show you Evil Zone ever?
No, but I've seen Evil Zone.
Okay. Like, those episode transitions are so good. Like, I don't know. I was thinking about that game because it's like, what is a game that was like also influenced by anime, but like as a parody of it? And I thought of that. And then for non-video game stuff, you know, it's funny. I was gonna recommend the Battle Angel Alita movie.
I mean, sure.
I already did that though. So I'll pivot a little bit and say please watch Yokai Watch. Even though it's kind of in the world of video games, it is not a video game, it's an anime. This series deserves more than it got in the US. They actually, like, I forget, Level 5 is who made it. Level 5 sucks now, though.
Oh, do they?
They've been dabbling with AI a little bit.
That sucks.
But, well, they said they would. I don't know if they did. But man, back then they really were pushing for Yokai Watch to be as big as Pokemon, and they almost succeeded if they didn't oversaturate their own market with a Yokai Watch game every fucking year.
I do feel like when Pokemon designs were starting to stagnate a little bit and Yokai Watch was getting popular, they like really stepped their game up though.
Dude, and like the anime is underrated. Like I actually think it's one of, like I said earlier, it's one of the better anime adaptations. I'm going to use my rec room opportunity to put it in here instead of in my accurately rated anime or underrated anime in the ratings section. But yeah, unfortunately, it's kind of hard to find. Like you can find Volume 1 or the first season, you can find it pretty easily on DVD. People are just, they don't care about them. You can find them cheap. But season 3 and 4 are only available on Amazon digitally. I don't know why, and you have to pay for them. It's, oh god, it's like a Freakazoid situation where like there's just like no physical media affordable physical media of it out there. You just have to buy each episode individually, which is stupid. So like, find alternatives. You know what I mean? But I recommend it. It's goofy. It's just like, I rarely laugh out loud at an anime, and Yokai Watch was doing it for me. Also, the theme song is cute at the end.
Also, I just want to say I want to double. What are your recommendations from the last couple episodes?
Sure.
When you were like, you should watch Set It Off, I cheered audibly.
Bro, that movie's so good. I was like, I that ending, I lost it. I fucking lost it. I was like, this is so fucking crazy. Anyway, yeah, Set It Off. Please watch that again. Actually, don't even watch Yokai Watch. All right.
All right, well, I'll round us out with my video game recommendation. I've been playing the demo for The Backworld. And the reductive this meets that is it's Earthbound plus like SCP and liminal spaces and things like that. You play a bunch of kids that are exploring a strange open sewer where mysterious things have been happening. And as you go into this big like opening for it, you stumble upon a strange liminal space of like weird classrooms and impossible hallways and busted down malls that are all like, as you go deeper and deeper in this strange underground space. It's interesting. I will say I'm actually not a huge fan of a lot of the like SCP and more like internet horror type of stuff, especially like post like 2010s internet horror. A lot of the visuals of like the big teeth and the big, like blank eyes and your Slenderman style stuff, it just does nothing for me. I really don't like a lot of those designs, and a lot of the enemy design is sort of playing in the space, but the pixel art and animations are phenomenal. The music is evocative. Its atmosphere is eerie and interesting. I want to see where it's going. The writing is pretty good. I think the battle system is really cool, but I think it's maybe a little too complex, but it might just be the demo showing off like all that you can do. It's more just like there's a lot of stuff that is going on at once, and I'm like, I'm not sure if any of this really matters. And you can play with like hunger mechanics too. So you have to like scrap for items that like you're balancing like, well, this chocolate can restore like a little bit of health, but also like some sanity. And I love when games start playing with like, oh, if your sanity is low enough, the game will start showing you misinformation. Like it will tell you like wrong weaknesses to enemies. You'll see stuff that isn't there. And I think that's super cool. It is a little bit of Earthbound and also a little bit of Fear and Hunger. And
yeah, that's when I looked it up, that's what it said. And I was like, I'm in between those points. That's for me.
Yeah, I want, so it's like, even though I'm like really not like sold on a lot of this stuff, as far as like just the pure visuals of like of being sort of like drawn into SCP type stuff. I want to see where it's going, and I also want to see where they go with just a little bit more polish. I think there's something there. So we'll just have to see. And as far as non-games are concerned, I think indie animation is just in a killer spot right now. I had recently watched the Legend of Aang movie, and I thought it was pretty good. But like watching like just smaller animation projects just fill me with so many more like thoughts and feelings and emotions. And even when like they're ones that I don't actually love all that much, like I think the fact that Amazing Digital Circus is like trying to do a theatrical premiere or a theatrical finale for like a web series is insane. And even though it's not my favorite thing ever, like I think it's interesting and I want to see where it's going. But like Lackadaisy will be coming out sometime soon. You know, there's
I've not heard in a long time.
Yeah.
I just heard about that.
But like once Digital Circus is out, like it behooves Glitch Productions to get something else out. So like Lackadaisy is looking really promising. I'm really stoked to see what happens of Knights of Guinevere. And then like it's I had not watched that until like maybe like 2 months ago.
Have you seen Digital Circus?
Me?
Anyway.
I hadn't until like 2 weeks ago, and then our coworkers made me watch all of it.
Did you like it? I'm thinking about getting into it.
So I like it. I also really like Richard Williams's Raggedy Ann and Andy: A Musical Adventure, and they nod to that constantly. So I appreciated that aspect of it a lot.
Sure. I think there's some elements where all the jokes where they're trying to be funny, I think are like absolutely abysmally unfunny. And all the jokes where they're not trying to be that funny are like a laugh riot to me in the show. But like there will be moments there where it's like, oh, that's a cool reference to like early like 3D animation, or like the artists have come out and said that like they were heavily inspired by I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. And it's like little stuff like that where I'm like, you know what? This doesn't have to be my favorite thing in the world to just be really interesting.
Sure.
So yeah, just start seeking out more indie animations, because like even though it'll probably be like months to years before you ever see another episode of a single series, if you're just always like bebopping between like you know, all the stuff I've mentioned, like Monkey Wrench, I Don't Want to Be a Magical Girl, Wheels and Roses had a Kickstarter recently, so there's like not just like you can see a lot more from like a lot more diverse groups of animators. You know, there is so much out there, so I would just recommend y'all to just watch some of it.
I'll give Glitch a shot. I was averse to it for a while, but like I'll give it a shot.
Here's the thing, also, Jorge, it's like 8 episodes out right now.
They're just I know, but it's just minutes. It just looks like it's so not my thing. But
that's
like,
fine. Even if you don't like it, the amount of time you've spent on it is like nothing.
I'll put it in the background when I'm working or something. Yeah.
I think that's a good way to watch it, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because every once in a while there'll be a moment where you're like,
be a hater.
Okay, they're cooking.
I know the fandom doesn't represent them.
No.
Yeah. The thing we can take away from this episode is, damn, cartoons can change the world.
Yeah.
There you go.
Cartoons rule.
We'll do that. I'll think of it that way.
24 single frames is all you need. Well,
if
this
you're
has
a coward.
This has been Brainlords, the podcast that is just like one of your Japanese animes. You can find us on social media at BrainlordsPod, and if you've made it this far, please help us grow. 5-star ratings, word of mouth, whatever you can do. You can find me on social media as Cute Monster Props, or on my website, cutemonsterprops.com. Jorge, where can they find you?
In bed. I'm so tired, y'all.
They can find you in bed with a big snot bubble coming out, just like
a little big, a big snot bubble. And if you're too loud, it'll pop.
Your sleeping cap, your honk shoeing, your me.
Me.
They can find you with a nightgown and a candle on a little stick with a finger.
You can find me going down the stairs chasing teddy bears because on Tuesdays they can be caught unawares. I forgot the lyrics. So yeah, you can find me at JMV Art. God damn it, who am I? J-Man Velas at all the terrible social media websites, and also the not so terrible ones. Art of JMB, and also under artist collections and Fangamer JMV. That's me. And please, you know what? Forget all that. I'm nobody. Who cares? Go support the YouTube channel for Brainlords. It's growing. It's beautiful. I love it. Please help us get 200 subscribers. That's going to be our milestone.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
There's like a hype thing going on. This is all stupid, but like I think if you like slide the comment thing, there's something where you can like
why are they
boost
adding
it.
more shit to this?
I know.
Like,
it's also hard to find.
Just fucking subscribe. That's all I'm asking. Don't do that stupid bullshit.
Yeah.
Just subscribe. Right. It's so cool when you start something new and like 200 followers is amazing. I miss these things. So like I'm so happy to see that little number go up again.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead and do the algorithmic boosting stuff or shit, but like if you leave a comment, I will see it.
Okay, comments. Yeah, please comment. We see those. We love them.
Yeah.
Even the bad ones, I love them. So please. Yeah. Anyway, and also our guest too, Dylan. Where can we find you?
Dylan, please plug what you got.
So I was going to plug my link tree, and then I realized it's not working. So I will link everything individually. I don't know why it's not working, so I'm going to get to the bottom of that as soon as this call is over.
I thought it must have been working the other day. So
yeah, I don't know what's up. But you can find me most actively on Blue Sky at Gyaru Ghouls, GYARUGHOULS.bluesky.social. You can find my music at bansheebeat.bandcamp.com or on SoundCloud. You can find me on Instagram at bansheebeat.jpg or on Twitter, less active, at bansheetweet.
Nice. That's clever.
Yeah, because Banshee Beat was taken.
Oh, no. They're not doing anything with it.
But if you Google Banshee Beat, one word, typically you will find my material or my social presence pretty easily.
I think so, because like Kyle was already sharing your shit when I was like, you should check out
you dug up some deep cuts.
I try. Thank you. Also, your music is lovely, so I appreciate it.
Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate it.
Yo, I gotta hype one more thing up for Dylan. Like that when Pinverse debuted at Fangamer and we did the trailer for it. Dylan did the music for that, and I was like, "Oh, it's so good! Yes, I love it." I was so happy with that. Pinverse having like a theme was such a cool thing you did, Dylan. I still think about that.
I also still think about that.
I did.
It was a fun opportunity.
And that's my favorite part of that game.
Oh.
Yeah, specifically if you go into the, I think it's the pizza shop and you buy the CD, that's one of my songs.
Okay.
Nice. There you go. That's where we can find you.
I'll put that in the podcast. Questions, comments, and inquiries can go to brainlordspod@gmail.com. You can find us on YouTube and all other places where podcasts are born. We have been your Brainlords for this evening, reminding you that context beats content every single time. And go watch anime. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No quips.
We're done. I'm melting.
All right. Let's face it, times are tough. The world sucks. I can't go to the grocery store for less than $100, and the work never ends. In my rare breaks, I like to sit down with something comforting like Silent Hill 2. Next week on Brainlords, we discuss how and why we game for comfort, what games we play that are soft on the outside, and how we find comfort in unlikely places. Come find out in Comforting Games. In my restless dreams, I see Stardew Valley.